The Vampire's Dream. The Vampire's Dream. The Vampire's Dream. Someone said I did a Dominic Brazil. Man, some chick said I look like Dominic Brazil. I'm a choker when I see her, bro. They gonna leave a comment and say, you gonna say after he get knocked out too, bro. What? The Vampire's Dream. The Vampire's Dream. The Vampire's Dream, motherfucker. Kareem Akbar is the educated brother from the bank. I didn't choose this life. Miss Hawkins. King Corleone tried to stump me. I know what you're talking about. I can think about night and day. Shout out to Mississippi, MISSISSIPPI. Let's get it. Man, who else here seeing new media dominate these sheep like De La Hoya did Mayorga in 06? I do believe. Man, smash the like button. You see it right below me. It says smash the like button. That means y'all got to smash that like button. Listen, we having fun with the game now. We really are. The Black Channel. Why would the Black Channel? Old media still exists. Shout out to Ohio Runs Boxing. $2 super chat. Man, old media is looking shook, bro. Shout out to Charlotte, North Carolina. How come everything they say should be whack, bro? It should be weak. Never comes true. Shout out to Ohio in this bit. Shout out to Ohio up in this bit. Man, look at all the hate that they gave to Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. I'm so frustrated. Eddie Hearn. He still broke through the shackles. He broke through the mold. And they can't do nothing about it. Now, as you guys see in the title, I do believe the pressure is in Tyson Fury. The pressure's on Tyson Fury. The pressure's on Anthony Joshua. They both have to have good performances. Wilder already got his out the way. You know, and now it's up to Joshua. And I do have some concerns, you know. I do have some concerns with Anthony Joshua's. He's in Miami. He looks like he's enjoying life, which is cool. But, you know, he's doing like MTV Cribs style like tours, and it seems out of character for him. I'm just being perfectly honest. It seems very out of character. Some of the stuff like the Povetkin camp, we didn't see nothing from him. You know, but now he's all showy and what the fuck? I don't know what happened. You know, he just like posting these commercials. See, I can't even show because Joshua might try to hit me with a copyright strike if I show it like he did before. You know, just him taking the ice bath. Like he if you notice his last camp, he wasn't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? The Povetkin camp, he wasn't doing all that. See, I think part of it too is because that was right off the heels of the failed Joshua negotiations with Wilder. So people were pissed off and he just kind of disappeared. Now he's in Miami thinking people forgot about the Wilder fight, but nobody forgot. You know, nobody forgot. You know, y'all got to get one of these little stress balls. I like to fidget with this. But yeah, nobody forgot. Nobody forgot about the failed negotiations, all the stuff that Eddie Hearn's been talking about in Team Joshua. I hope they're not underestimating Andy Ruiz Jr. I really do, because I think Andy Ruiz can scrap, and he has nothing to lose, literally. If he wins, he becomes the first Mexican heavyweight champion ever. I don't know no Mexican champion that's ever been, you know. So he becomes the first ever. He really has nothing to lose. You know, he should just be looking to put on a solid performance and that kind of thing. But he's expected to lose. That's a good position to be. You know, because they don't expect much from you. They don't expect you to do nothing. You know, oh, okay. You know, this guy had a short camp. But I think I'm telling you, people are going off of what they heard other people say. They going off of shit like that. They going off of like stupid shit like that. That's not how the game works. Andy Ruiz can actually scrap. So I hope he's not taking him lightly. And the other thing is, you got to really look at it. Joshua, he got to, hold on one second, Joe. Give me 1 second, y'all. My bad. I was just trying to, I got OCD with certain things. Man, I'm telling you, Joshua, he's been acting different in this Miami thing. I hope he's not underestimating Andy Ruiz. I'm going to keep saying that. Wilder haters know that he's blowing the fuck up. Oh, yeah, they mad, bro. They mad. And see, this is why they really mad, because they know they've been arguing with people like me and a lot of y'all that in the Ego's army and arguing these points, and come to find out they don't even have a point. Just like always. They do all this to shame somebody, say nobody knows them. Like, let's talk about it. Wilder did 990,000 views for a 1-round fight. That's what it peaked at. Bro, they were competing. There's literally people out. Listen, trust me on this one. Trust me on this one. We have old media exactly where we want them. Like, this is going so according to plan, it's ridiculous. Old media is frantic. We knocking them out the ropes like Bernard Hopkins and shit, bro. Old media is so frantic. They don't know what to do. They're like, the level of desperation is funny. Like, listen to what I say. Tell me if it makes sense. Tell me what they're saying makes more sense, right? They're saying, oh, PBC has shit fights and all this extra shit, right? This is what they're saying. Oh, nobody knows Wilder. They're trying to make Wilder doing just under 1 million a bad thing. Go look in boxing forums and look in the comment section. Not on my page, because we eliminate that bullshit. But they're trying to make it sound like, oh, I thought Wilder was a star. Like, his fight didn't even have a chance to grow and to gain more fans, because sometimes if a fight's good, like Jared Hurd versus Julian Williams, since it went the full 12, you have time to tweet and text and people see what's going on and be like, oh, let me turn over to Fox because, John Doe just keeps raving about this fight. Showtime is a premium network. You have to pay for that. There's people comparing Sean Porter and Ugas numbers on free TV on Fox to Showtime. When has that ever been the standard? That's like Pacquiao and Jeff Horn on ESPN, did whatever numbers. Nobody compare that to HBO boxing. Kovalev versus, the people, Muhammadi or Igor Mikhelkin and all that. Stop it. Old media is desperate. They're trying their best to make just under 1 million look like a failure for a premium network in a fight that lasted 1 round. If it would have went a little bit longer, then it would have had a chance for people to possibly come on. It got ended in the first round. But you have to look at the ripple in the pond effect too. Not only did it end in one round, it immediately went viral on the internet. If you don't think that is good juju and that comes back to Wilder and Showtime, then you're sadly mistaken. Plus, they cleaned up and they won 2 sports Emmys, a couple days later. Wilder is blowing up for him. Not to mention just that, they had to compete with the NBA Finals. Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale had to compete with the NBA Finals, and they still did 990,000 peak for a one-rounder. It wasn't even like it was like the biggest fight ever, or it had the most star-studded low. Like, it would be one thing if it was like Gary Russell versus Leo Santa Cruz on the co-feature. It was Gary Russell versus a guy that Leo Santa Cruz already beat, Carl Frampton already beat, and Kiko Martinez. So it wasn't like it was this huge card, but it still shows you people are paying attention and paying support. I told you, the reason I know Wilder for a fact is getting bigger is because Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder has had more severe extreme knockouts. I take nothing away from the Brazil knockout, but he slept people even worse that didn't get up, right? That needed smelling salts and shit. And based on where he was at that point in his career, it kind of flew under the radar outside of the hardcore fans. But it just so happens all cylinders are clicking right now, right? All cylinders are clicking right now. So people are fresh off of seeing Wilder versus Tyson Fury on pay-per-view and hearing everything that happened. So they were paying attention. So when he knocked out Dominic Breazeale, it's a snowball effect. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Now he did that. You think they're not going to take a look at his next fight when he just did that? So this is the snowball effect. It creates traction, it creates momentum, and the snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's how anything works, like just simple motion. Look at my channel. I started off, I remember, because I came in boxing on YouTube and pioneered this shit, doing it like this, how I'm doing it, like, talking about fights and post fights and doing predictions and, blessing the mic more or less, not just reliant on exclusive interviews and weigh-in footage and press conference. I came in the game my own way, right? And it took forever. At the time, it was hard to get 10,000. Now you see channels get 10,000 like it's nothing. But when I started, getting 10,000, your first 10,000 was a long-ass process. It took time. Now you can get 10,000 in a year, in 8 months or so. It wasn't like that when I first started. So it just shows you I'm like, triple OG in this game. But that's that snowball effect. It started taking off and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger for the channel. That's how you pick up steam and momentum, and we ain't looked back since. That's what's happened. Bay Area hustler, you already know that. And that's what's happening with Deontay Wilder. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger for him. Fury versus Wilder was talked about. Then Wilder went on Joe Rogan. Then he was on reality TV shows. He's at the Final Four. You just see it. He's winning sports Emmys. He just went viral, knocking out another person in Dominic Breazeale that everyone's still talking about. It's blowing up for him. Like Biggie said, blowing up like I thought I would. It's all good. Right? And this is what the old media is mad at. And it's funny because old media, like I said, we got them complaining over dumb shit. They're trying to make 990,000 views going against the NBA Finals sound like a failure. Joshua, for the record, Joshua has never done anything close to 1 million on Showtime in the United States. Clarissa Shields has better numbers than Joshua, factually, on Showtime. Hannah Gabriel's and Clarissa Shields did higher than Joseph Parker, AJ. And that was Joshua's last fight. Now Joshua's confined to an app. His opponent failed 2 drug tests with like multiple drugs in his system. Now they have a 5-week replacement opponent. I think it's a solid understudy replacement fight, but I seem to be one of the few. Not that many people are like riled up about it. I told you what they're doing with Joshua. Everything goes through new media now. Everything goes through America. you're trying to sell, at least if you're trying to pitch it to America, you're trying to sell us these fights, then you got to build the interest for it. They're trying to have a bunch of people come over to America and get in on this cash pot, get in on this jackpot and play the lottery and all this stuff. But they're not necessarily giving us the fights that we want, or doing their best to facilitate the best fights that they can, even in-house. See, that's why Al Heyman, this is what he's doing that's actually killing. They're doing the Pacquiao versus Thurman press conference. I don't give a fuck who says what. That's a good fight. Of course, you see, this is the old media. They talking about Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. Bro, I've been talking about Keith Thurman should fight Errol Spence for 3-4 years. I'm just happy to see Keith Thurman fighting 2 times a year. So I'm off it. Of course I want to see Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. But I'm not going to undermine Pacquiao versus Thurman. That's a good fight, and it needs to happen because they both have versions of the WBA belt. Get rid of one of them fucking belt holders. Consolidate that, just like when Gennady Golovkin was a super WBA champion and he fought the regular WBA champion in a good fight that I was at, Danny Jacobs. This fight needs to happen. Block Mr. Z. He said UFC way better. Take your ass to UFC then. Shooters, block him. Get him out of my face, bro. So it's getting crazy, Old media, they're desperate, so they're just trying to complain at anything. And it's funny because, like, as it pertains to Wilder, Deontay Wilder, a lot of you motherfuckers, you ain't heard me say it, but a lot of you motherfuckers out there in the old media, you were saying that Luis Ortiz was robbed and really stopped Deontay Wilder, but they gave him 15 to 30 seconds to recover with Luis Ortiz, even though the Nevada State Athletic Commission always does that, like the Kiko Martinez fight. See, he was getting his ass whooped by Gary Russell Jr., so nobody said anything, but they stopped the fight. Badu Jack had a worse cut versus Marcus Brown, but it was in a different commission in Vegas. I was at that fight too, and, the fight was allowed to continue. New York is strict like that, but they don't bring this up. They act like New York. I told you guys, Magomed Abdusalamov, who was a heavyweight that fought Cuban Mike Perez, and he got, brain damage and put in a coma and stuff from his injuries. His estate, not estate because he's still alive, but his family ended up suing the state of New York and winning millions. So New York's been pretty strict, just like they were in the Kiko Martinez fight when he was getting his ass whooped every round by Gary Russell Jr., and they stopped it on that cut. That's not the worst cut. We seen Pacquiao versus Morales had a worst cut, but it's New York, But a lot of you motherfuckers said Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz should have had the stoppage, and he had an extra 15 seconds to recover or some bullshit. This is what you're saying. But those same motherfuckers right now are saying, oh, who wants to see Luis Ortiz versus Wilder part 2? No. You can't have it both ways. You said that Luis Ortiz was robbed of an opportunity. He's saying he wants to fight. It's an easy fight to facilitate. And now you're mad if Wilder rematches him. This is the bullshit that old media be on. They say Mayweather lost to Marcos Maidana. It was really a draw. And then Mayweather said, fuck Amir Khan, I'm fighting Maidana again. Y'all saying he beat me? Okay. And then he chooses him, and then now you still mad. Oh, why is he fighting Maidana again? No. It doesn't work like that. He wouldn't have fought Maidana if you guys didn't have this fake outrage that you guys do, and try to act like he lost the fight when he really beat Maidana in the first fight and beat him in the second fight, right? Shout out to Peoples Hernandez, exactly. Old media be wishy-washy ego. That's why I call them shapeshifters. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They say Luis Ortiz, he was doing great and he just fatigued. And, the state of New York assisted and cheated and helped Wilder recover for 15 extra seconds or whatever. But then they the same ones bitching and complaining about Wilder versus Ortiz part 2. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You got to pick a side and stick to it. Like Nipsey Hussle said, switching sides, nigga, looking weird. Switching side, niggas looking weird. You got to pick a side and stick to it. You a blood or you a crip? These dudes, oh yeah, Luis Ortiz was robbed and he was whooping Wilder's ass if he just happened to get tired. Okay, so now if Wilder rematches him, then he has a chance to improve, and we'll see who makes the adjustments. But these dudes switch the sides, niggas looking weird. They looking weird out here, bro. They complain about thing A, and then there's an easy way to rectify it. You know, run it back with Luis Ortiz. The first fight was a good fight. Why you mad at it then? Especially if you said that Luis Ortiz was wrong. Because in their heart, they don't believe the bullshit they say. They see Wilder, you know, he was allegedly sick during their first Luis Ortiz fight. He still got multiple knockdowns, and he still stopped Luis Ortiz. They know it's a good fight, so they don't want to see Luis Ortiz and Wilder again. But another thing is, Joshua needed an opponent because Miller failed all the fucking drug tests with R2D2 and C3PO and HGH and EPO and EPMD and all this Run DMC, all this drugs in his system. You know, TLC. Don't go chasing waterfall. You know, he had all this TLC and all this shit in his system. And then who did they say they wanted to see Joshua allegedly fight? So they didn't want to see Joshua fight Luis Ortiz when Luis Ortiz was Joshua's mandatory, right? And when Luis Ortiz was signed with Matchroom on a fight-by-fight basis and worked a couple fights fighting guys like Malik Scott and Dave Allen that nobody wanted to see because Eddie Hearn was trying to protect Anthony Joshua. They didn't want to see AJ step up and fight him then. But on 5 weeks' notice, they wanted to see the fight allegedly. So why the fuck would you be mad if Wilder's fighting him? Both fighters get a full training camp, etc. Like I said, switch sides, niggas looking weird. They switch sides. It looks too weird. They put all this stuff out in the atmosphere, but then complain anyway. So we don't care about old media because there's clearly no pleasing them. You just said on 5 weeks' notice that Luis Ortiz ducked. That's what they're going with. That's the narrative that you see amongst old media. 5 week camp. He's an idiot for not taking $6 to $7 million to fight AJ for the opportunity of a lifetime. He ducked. So why would you be mad at Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, which was a proven good first fight, and he's still a relevant party in the heavyweight division? Because they're fucking liars. And they know what they're saying don't make sense, but they don't check for continuity. They don't check for consistency, and they don't care. That's why we expose them each and every opportunity. If you said that Luis Ortiz was robbed of an opportunity to finish Wilder off because Wilder was given 10, 15 seconds, then why would you, of all people, be opposed to seeing the rematch? If you said Luis Ortiz was destroying Wilder until he ran out of gas, now he has the opportunity to correct that if they rematch, which it looks like there's a strong chance that they might rematch. It's an easy fight to facilitate. Do you see how new media is destroying them? We said that we know how to play. Like, the great thing is we know the plays before they try to set it up. You know, before they get to plant the seeds, we already set the trap. We already know what they're going to do. We already know what they're going to say. Old media is making it far too predictable. Nah, bro, we need Wilder versus Whyte. Wilder beat Ortiz already. You need Wilder versus Whyte. What you mean, nah, bro, we? Who the fuck is we? I don't even know you. I don't even know who you are. You talking about we, like we a team. I don't know you. I never seen you on my channel. His name is Sea Soldiers. You talking about we? Well, motherfucker, I'm not French. What do you mean we? We. Oh, we. Who's we? I don't even know you. I'm not mad at Luis Ortiz fight. It's an easy fight to facilitate. Luis Ortiz is a beast. Wilder's a beast. Let's see it. Shit. Aside from that, Dillian Whyte has to get past Oscar Rivas. I think that's a sleeper fight. I don't think that's an easy fight for either party. So we got to see how listen, Wilder already did his part. Luis Ortiz is free, and Wilder already did his part. The other heavyweights, Joshua, Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte, and Oscar Rivas, they got to battle their respective opponents. So I can't think too much. Cursor knows. He said, laughing my fucking ass off. These haters are traumatized. Bro, we have blocked all the exits. We blocked all the exits with common sense, logic, armed guards and Eagles army. They have nowhere to go. There's no escape. You trapped. Bro, Luis Ortiz he's proven that he can hurt Deontay Wilder. Dillian Whyte, we don't know how he would fare. Dillian Whyte never challenged for a title. So you say, no, we got to see Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte, why? The WBC, he said he got to fight Tyson Fury. Let's see that. Then the winner fight Wilder. See? And here's the other thing. These dudes, these motherfuckers is trapped because the WBC also told him before, like a year and a half ago, to fight Luis Ortiz for the #1 spot, behind Dominic Brazil, after he got his shot. So if it was all the way funky like that, then why didn't Dillian Whyte? He said he'll knock out the old man. I got the video. He said, I'll beat the old man, but he ain't fought him in 2-3 fights. Eddie Hearn just keep picking other people. Derek Chisora, Oscar Rivas. So why didn't Dillian Whyte and Eddie Hearn's in the rematch room, slave room, why didn't they put him in there with Luis Ortiz? Then that would have been the easy way to decide who deserves who deserves Deontay Wilder title shot after Brazil got his shot. All right, you in the hot seat. Nah, bro. See, soldiers, the WBC ordered Dillian Whyte to fight Luis King Kong Ortiz. Dillian Whyte has had at least 2 fights scheduled. One has happened at least with the Derek Chisora rematch. Why didn't he fight him? And then no one would even be talking about Wilder versus Luis Ortiz if Dillian Whyte knocked out Luis Ortiz like he said he could. So, no, we got a hot seat. I'm just about to fry him. You got 12 seconds. Good luck. Why didn't Dillian Whyte and Eddie Hearn in rematch room listen to the WBC and make Luis Ortiz versus Dillian Whyte? Because they could have established who was, the next person behind Dominic Brazil who just got eliminated, who just got deleted by Wilder. Why didn't he fight him? Where is he at? You got 10 seconds, bro. Where's dude at? C soldiers. Why didn't, if Dillian Whyte, that could have been an easy ticket. He could have punched his ticket, fought Luis Ortiz, and then the WBC gave him their word that was an eliminator to get Wilder. You got 4 seconds. Shooters, get ready. 3, 2. See, soldiers, another one bites the dust. Told you. You guys see it. Yeah, I told you. They have nothing to add to the conversation. They know what we're saying is true. Dillian Whyte could have easily fought Luis Ortiz by now. Anthony Joshua could have easily fought Luis Ortiz by now. So if you wanted a fresh face, then instead of Wilder keep fighting the boogeyman, then one of them guys could have fought him. Allegedly you guys, even though the whole time when Luis Ortiz was talking shit about Joshua, that whole time, y'all never backed me up and said, hey, I want to see that fight. Only until Gerald Miller failed a drug test did you guys even mention Luis Ortiz's name. Give him half a camp, and then that's when you want to mention Luis Ortiz's name. You're not fooling anybody, bro. We know exactly what this is. We see it because we know who's there and who's in the corner pushing for the real fights and the good fights that could happen. These dudes were nowhere to be found. All that time, Luis Ortiz had been calling out Joshua when Joshua had no opponent. Joshua didn't have an opponent from September after he beat Povetkin. So, like, let's say September 28th, September 28th, all the way until, maybe January, February, when the Miller fight was actually announced. Could have picked Luis Ortiz. In fact, he was on DAZN. He called him out. It's on DAZN's YouTube page. He called him out, still didn't fight him. Luis Ortiz was ordered to fight Dillian Whyte a year and a half or better. Dillian Whyte still ain't fought him. Why? That could have solved everything we needed, and then no one would be talking about Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. They have no answers, yo. So funny. Give me 1 second. He said this shit didn't make sense to me. What didn't? What didn't make sense? I don't get it. Wilder's laughing on his way to the bank to zone. Hope like hell Wilder lost. That's funny. Give me 1 second. Man, it's looking crazy for old media. Y'all got to smash the like button. You see right below, it says smash the like button. I need y'all to smash that like button. We taking over the game. Taking over the globe. Taking over this game. They don't want Ortiz on DAZN. They do want to control him, however. That's what I'm saying. Like, you only offer Luis Ortiz a fight when you was in a jam because of Gerald Miller. That's not acceptable. If you got $7 million to offer him, why don't you offer him $7 million with a full training camp? You get what I'm saying? And it's just weird spending habits over there with DAZN. You offer Gerald Miller $5 million basically, or so, $8 million, whatever it was, plus pay-per-view back in for the UK Sky Sports box office pay-per-view. And then his next 2 fights, he was guaranteed $1.5 million 2 times. So even if he lost, he would get $1.5 million, $1.5. That's $3 million. So he had a chance to make, some good money there when you consider his next couple fights would have been on DAZN. And if he beat Joshua, then he can demand more, because he'd be like, I got all the belts, so he could have demanded more. But they were giving them that even if he were to lose, plus the Sky Sports box office. Why don't you offer that to Luis Ortiz? Why don't you say, hey, we'll give you $7 million, but we'll also cut you in on this Sky Sports box office. Once again, it's all politics. They're not offering that because they don't want to break their back to someone who's not on the network. It's very simple to see. Why are they going to take care of him and make sure he's comfortable, which would make sense because it would still be saving your event, but he's too much of a risk. So that's going to show you why they didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? They want to do just enough, you know, and if they seen the negotiations where like there's some discord in his camp where they weren't all the way, so they can run back and tell the media. I'm telling you, they did it so they can run back and tell the media, oh, we offered him good money, he didn't take it. You know what I'm saying? There was no like barter, because how did you move on from him so quick? You know, in a situation, you still had to negotiate with Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you were just clear. Like you could have said, gave him a stern deadline. Hey, get it together. You and Caribe Dade Promotions or whoever, get it together. And, you know, 7 million plus the Sky Sports box office percentage. Boom. But they weren't trying to do that. They, like I said, they were trying to do enough so they could have some data and numbers to throw out to the media. And Eddie Hearns calls that, I'm going to triumphantly expose them. How did you triumphantly expose them? You exposed an alleged number that you threw at them or an amount you offered to them. And per Wilder-Ortiz's team, I just talked with them at the Barclays. You know, we had a little media scrum in the middle of the Barclays. They said they never even received a contract. So, like, what is that about? Like, Eddie Hearns is making it sound like it was all said and done, and they just said, fuck that. We not paying, you know, we rather duck. No, that's not. They would never got to the stage of a contract being drafted up. So how did you really offer them something? Like, it'd be one thing if you sent them the contract and they said, oh yeah, 7 million. You sent the contract, then they was playing games. That's not what happened. And see, this is why I tend to believe that there wasn't a contract sent, because Herman, or whatever his name is, like one of the trainers for Luis Ortiz, he been said this. He said this about a week ago. Hey, Ego, DAZN spoke. They said they have 4 million subscribers. That's great for them. But like 4 million, that's not, that's what they're saying, and that's also worldwide. Y'all again. Like, I feel like Jay-Z, man. You know, Jay-Z came in the game really as an independent mogul, learned the business. Remember when Jay was like, you are now looking at one smart black boy. You know, put me anywhere on God's green earth, I triple my worth, motherfuckers. Bro, you're not going to bamboozle me. Even, let's say the 4 million is real. First of all, 4 million, how do you even have a concrete number when you can opt in and opt out? You know what I'm saying? You can opt in and opt out. So even if you have 4 million today, that's not a guarantee that you're going to have 4 million, 2 weeks from now. You know, we're still off the heels of the Canelo fight. So let's say a bunch of people signed up, bro. And see, this is the thing. You're not finna play me. 4 million, every other country from Japan to Canada to Switzerland to Austria and all these other places that DAZN is, still have a 30-day free trial. It's only in America that we get the shaft, and they got rid of the 30-day free trial, right? So 4 million subscribers means nothing, because I don't know that they're 4 million paying subscribers, right? Unless that's what you're telling me. So did the article say it's 4 million paying subscribers? You know, there's more than meets the eye. You could have subscribers like you can have, like, there's certain things that you can do, like you can use the like an app. You know, you see it with apps. You can have the app and then you'll get a light version, and then there's a paid version of the app without no watermarks and shit like that. We're trying to determine how much they have. You can have 4 million subscribers allegedly, but you can have 4 million subscribers, but how many of them are paying, considering that there's 30-day free trials everywhere else but the United States? We want to see if they're penetrating the US, pause. We want to see the number that they're penetrating the US with, because so far for the US, they haven't really put out any big fights, and the biggest fight that they put up did sub 1 million, you know? Because America is where you have to pay no free trial. So ask them how much, DAZN has in subscribers in the United States only, where we know you have to pay for a subscription to, be counted as a subscriber. That's one thing. Two, DAZN was already somewhat relevant in these different parts of Asia, Japan, or Canada. They were already established there. So this alleged 4 million could still be from all around the world, where like Italy and stuff. And you have to also look at DAZN Italy, DAZN Amsterdam and Switzerland and all that. The price point is cheaper. I showed you guys this. The price point is still $9 to $12, depending on the Swiss dollar or yen or pounds. But the conversion to US currency is about 10, 11, 12 bucks, which is different than $20. So, there's more than meets the eye with this whole 4 million. So I don't even know if that's a true number, but how many of them are 4 million paying customers? But beyond that, you got to look at it. You're not finna bamboozle me. I'm smart. 4 million. What if a bunch of people sign up for the Canelo fight, allegedly? Right? And then they notices on their bill and they're like, oh, fuck this, I'm canceling that. So with the opt-in and opt-out monthly thing, you don't know how long it is. So they could have just waited and looked at all the accounts they had, the maximum they had at any one given time, and just put that out as the number. It's more than meets the eye to that, bro. And listen, another reason that I wouldn't be running around bragging about 4 million, because put it this way. If you have 4 million active users who are paying people, right? Then why would Canelo versus Jacobs, which is clearly your best boxing fight and one of the few sports that you have like in the United States, and it across the board in these different areas you have, how come your biggest fight with an international guy who has a presence in Mexico and a presence in the US, how come it did 600,000? So that's not even something to brag about, because 600,000, even if it was 600,000 plus 600,000, that's 1.2 million, but you got 4 million people. How do you have 4 million subs that are paying subs, and 1 million of them are watching the biggest fight that you have? That seems off. Like, let's say Mayweather McGregor was on Mayweather TV app, and they claimed they had 4 million. How many people out of the 4 million would pass up on the biggest fight that Mayweather TV app has ever showed? If you have 4 million subscribers, how come you don't have like Fox or ESPN, definitely like Fox numbers, or ESPN's bigger fights like Pacquiao Horn? Why don't you have 2 million? That would be like half of your subscribers for your biggest fight. That doesn't really make sense. Smash the like button. So yeah, numbers could be tricky. And I'm hearing different things about it. Some people are saying DAZN selling port. I don't know about that. All I know is, the actual things that have been publicly established. So I'll leave that alone for now, because I don't have any proof of some of these claims that I've heard about DAZN, and that's not really my lane. I don't like to spread, shit like that, but just use the common sense factor. Your biggest star is Canelo. He was in a respectable fight, and it did 600,000 in the U.S., the market you're trying to penetrate. Something's wrong with that picture. Boxing isn't the only sport on the app. Okay, so what other sports? Bellator. Roy Gabriel. Okay, so what other sports? What other sports they have, since you know so much? You in the hot seat. Roy Gabriel. What other sports? What other sports do they have? He said, Roy Gabriel, speak up. Yeah, come on, Roy. Come on, Roy. Get up, Craig. Get up, Craig. What other sports, Roy? You know so much. You know, MLB wind-up show with highlights. Is that the other sports? What other sports you referring to? 10 seconds, Roy. Come on, Roy. 9 seconds, Roy. See, this is what happens. They can't help but to speak and say this stuff off emotion, and they know they're not thinking about it. He says, chess, block him. Block him. Thank you for playing. Roy Gabriel. Wasting everybody's time talking about chess. All right, Bobby Fischer. Checkmate. Get rid of him. Anyway, one of the biggest events that they've had is Canelo versus Jacobs across all their sports. Canelo is a big star, and it did sub 1 million. Period. Shit, Paulie Malignaggi, Artem Lobov is pay-per-view. You got to pay $40 or some shit for it, for that bare knuckle shit. That shit might do, some decent numbers. He's spitting on them and all that. So DAZN's running around. Listen to me. DAZN running around saying everybody pay-per-view's dead, but nobody's dropping pay-per-view. So listen, common sense. Just put common sense to it. If pay-per-view is dead, then why are we still getting more and more pay-per-views? Why is Pacquiao Thurman just at a New York press conference? The LA one's tomorrow, and it's on Fox pay-per-view. Why are they announcing, Wilder might fight Ruiz-Ortiz on pay-per-view? Paulie Malignaggi's fighting Artem Lobov on pay-per-view for this bare knuckle shit. UFC still doing pay-per-view. So you're not effectively killing pay-per-view. You can see the thing is, like I said, I'm smart. The thing is, I'm smart. You're not finna fool me like that, bro. Just because you say it don't make it true. You dig? I repeat, just because you say it don't make it true. You could say something like Dominic Brazil. He said a lot of stuff, but none of it came true. He said Wilder's a bum. He ain't going to slap me. All he does is slap his opponents and knocks them out via slap. He not going to hit me with no crazy rights. He said all this stuff. He said, Ruiz-Ortiz is a bum and, all this shit, right? He said he's not going to get hit with any crazy rights. Just because he said it doesn't make it true, because he did get hit with the right that knocked him out. So DAZN can run around with this promo gag or whatever. Pay-per-view's dead, but actions speak louder than words. If pay-per-view is dead, then save my pocketbook by killing it off and no one else is throwing it. You've actually seen more people doing pay-per-view than before. Like when HBO was dying out, Showtime was putting a lot of this stuff on regular Showtime. It was like Floyd was the only guy that was on pay-per-view. You get what I'm saying? But now Showtime, they're trying to make the events bigger and try to build up pay-per-view stars and whatever, and pay these salaries and competitive salaries and shit. So actions speak louder than words. Nobody cares about a Tracy Morgan commercial. Buy pay-per-view, all that. Like, no, show us that pay-per-view is dead. If pay-per-view is dead, why is Fox putting Thurman Pacquiao on pay-per-view? It doesn't make sense. That's like me saying old media is dead, and then old media is traveling more than me, and my numbers are dwindling down, and their numbers are skyrocketing. You see how that wouldn't add up. That's like, you see the fighters giving me respect on my channel, right? That's like, if I'm saying old media is dead, and you see fighters cussing me out and praising old media, and their numbers are skyrocketing. They're doing more and providing more, have a better quality, shit like that, right? Then that would make sense for me to say it. But when I tell you old media is dead, you see this shit. You see these channels, they're not even probably talking about boxing anymore. They either gave up, talking about other shit. I see that's how the game goes. I've seen it for years, and they're like, oh, let me talk about the keto diet or some shit. Like, why am I going to just talk about boxing? So they could say pay-per-view is dead, but they're not proving it, because if you were really damaging and destroying the market like that, and putting your stake in the ground, like, yo, this is our territory, then Fox would be intimidated to even dare charge pay-per-view for Pacquiao versus Thurman. This doesn't make sense. Like I said, this is common sense. You can't say pay-per-view is dead, but Fox is comfortably putting Pacquiao versus Thurman on pay-per-view and not giving two shits about it. How is pay-per-view dead then? UFC is comfortably putting their bigger fights on ESPN pay-per-view. I just watched one. So where's this? How can you keep saying something in the current tense? Pay-per-view's dead, but we're not seeing it. Pay-per-view's dead, but Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence, for their first time out, did good numbers. They did around what Floyd Mayweather did when he fought Gotti. That was his first pay-per-view. It is, so like I said, I don't care what people say. I care what you show me more than what you say. You could keep saying pay-per-view's dead until your face turned blue, but that don't make it true, Just like Eddie Hearns is saying, like AJ and all them saying that Wilder's ducking, you could keep pushing that, Luis Ortiz is ducking, you could keep pushing that, but not too many people believe these things. Tyson Fury just did an interview. He said at least Wilder's a real warrior and a real fighter, and he's proven himself to be that, to be a real fighter. Joshua hasn't. Those are his words. He said Wilder's a real fighter, like basically a real man, a real stand-up warrior, and Joshua hasn't proven to be that. That's Tyson Fury said. And it's not like he's in good with Wilder, or he just said to Wilder, suck my nuts and I'll bare knuckle street fight you, which we know wouldn't happen, because the bare knuckle guy, the president, one of the founders of the bare knuckle, just did an interview, and he said we couldn't have Wilder fight in bare knuckles because he would end up killing somebody. So we know Tyson Fury is not finna catch that bare knuckle fade in the street. So stop it. See, that's what I'm saying. All these little antics, old media stuff, nobody believes it. The bare knuckle, this is all fact. The guy one of the founders of bare knuckle boxing, who's promoting Artem Lobov versus Paulie Malignaggi, he just did an interview and said we wouldn't even want Wilder to fight in our organization because he hits too hard. He'll end up killing somebody. And then you hear a day later Tyson Fury talking about, oh, I'll fight the bum dosser in the bare knuckle fight. All right. If you think this is the UK and the bare knuckle, fight Wilder bare knuckle, then good luck with that. I'm not fighting Wilder no bare knuckle, bro. We can have a bare baseball fight, see who wins that. I would not fight Wilder no fucking bare knuckle, bro. So no one believes that shit. You're a professional fighter anyway. Why would you be bare knuckle fighting anybody? That's what I'm saying. All these antics and gag, nobody's moved by that. Nobody believes it. So you gonna risk millions in prison time and shit to fight a motherfucker in the street when you can get paid to like, bro, see, that's what I'm saying. All this shit is a dub. New media came and changed the whole game up. It came and changed the game up. You'll fight Wilder in a bare knuckle fight for no pay, but you ran from the rematch and you're fighting Tom Schwartz. It makes no fucking sense. And you guys know it makes no sense. So old media, that's why I didn't make no video about that dumb shit. Bro, I told you, you're going to start seeing changes on my channel. You are going to start seeing changes. I don't need views, bro. Like, I'm not starving for views. Like, I can, like, I'm comfortable. Trust me. You know, without getting too deep into it. I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Look, I did a video about Brazil yesterday. Look. I just did this yesterday. 104,000 views, 1,000 comments, 1,200 likes. Bro, we're not starving for viewership. I just did that, you know. I put numbers up, bro. That's why I don't need, that's what, you guys don't understand. This shit is all real to me. I don't have to just I'm not making no video about Tyson Fury bare knuckle and let's talk about Tyson Fury, Tom Schwartz. That's real to me. Because that's the fight the Top Rank says you're in and ESPN is promoting. They got flyers for that. Miss me with, I don't really care about bare knuckle fighting when the bare knuckle founder, the only guy who's sanctioning bare knuckle fights, says we wouldn't even have Wilder fight bare knuckle because he'll kill somebody. So I don't care about these little gimmick. That's why, like I told you, you're going to start seeing real life changes because I don't need to do this. Like, I don't have to hype up shit that I know is a dub and fake, you know? Why? What's the point? I mean, I could easily do it, but I don't want to be known for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just be known for just trying to put out a video. I'd rather save my voice. My voice pays me. I'd rather save my voice to talk about some real shit. Talk about Caleb Plant, you know, enduring the death of a loved one. His mom passed, and he's about to defend his title, you know. Let's talk about some real shit, you know. Let's talk about Teofimo and when's he going to get a shot at Lomachenko. Let's talk about Anui. Let's talk about Wilder's knockout. I don't really care about all the dumb shit right now in boxing. You know, I'm just off it. I don't care about Canelo Spence. That's why if I see Spence, I'm probably not going to ask him nothing about Canelo. I don't care. It's going to be the same shit. Send a contract, talk to Al. See, people, you know, man, we set the tone, bro. We control the narrative. You know, too much clout chasing. You know, we know that Canelo, De La Hoya can talk about for signing Errol Spence and Wilder. None of them have showed interest thus far. They've been separated from Golden Boy for years now, and none of them have really showed interest in signing back with Golden Boy. So until I see some real footprints in the sand, then it's not really a reality to me. You know, Bernard Hopkins coming back, fighting under Golden Boy seems more realistic than talking about this far out Spence, Canelo shit, different divisions and stuff. I'm telling you, y'all about to start seeing some changes, bro. We cleaning boxing back up. Told you I'm Frank Castle, the Punisher. Pacquiao Thurman. I don't know. This might change, but right now I'm leaning towards Pacquiao. I know Thurman's the favorite. Thurman has a shot for sure, but Jose Cito, he said he was training at like Planet Fitness or something. So that's weird. I don't know how you gonna come back from two-year layoff and you training at Planet Fitness or whatever the fuck he was talking about. That's just weird. Motherfucker was training at Gold's Gym. Like, you running the Beta Breakers? Why are you training for a main event fight at a regular ass gym like Planet Fitness and shit, bro? So I don't know what that was about. I just kind of got an overflow that he said that. I don't want to see Wilder-Ortiz II. We don't care what you want to see, bro. You're a rat. We don't want to see rats here, and y'all keep showing up. So deal with it. Eagles Army definitely don't want to see these rats, and y'all still keep coming over here. Bro, you guys can't have it both ways. People said that Luis Ortiz was doing great until his stamina ran out. So now he has a chance to fix that. People said that Wilder was afforded unbiased amount of extra time to recover. So why wouldn't you want to see the fight when a lot of you guys were running around with this narrative? Thurman is a bum. Do you spell bum with a B at the end? God damn. I don't know if that's some UK shit, but that's not how we spell bum out here, bro. He said he's a bum. Wow. I thought that said Bun B at first. Go read a book, you illiterate son of a bitch, and step up your vocab. Like, I thought that said Bun B, bro. I thought I had cataracts or something, bro. Like the fact that you're calling people rats now. Bro, they are rats. They come to snoop to see what we doing. Because old media, their normal rat-infested channels are dying out. I'm telling you. So they have nothing to do. They have nowhere to, they don't have a safe haven. That's why you notice when the people on YouTube give up, like, you know, fucking John Doe's boxing and shit, they be like, hey, come back. I miss you, man. When you gonna put out some more videos? Because they have nowhere to go. They don't have a voice anymore. Because all that bullshit gets you nowhere in the sport. They be like, John Doe boxing, man. When you gonna put out some more content? Come back. We miss you. They be like on some we miss you shit, bro. That's sad. Oh, media getting fucked up. Come back. Please come back. Because they don't have no more safe havens. We raided them. Yeah, shout out to Anui. He a beast. You see the background as Anui? I fuck with Anui heavy. I've been telling you about Anui. Ego killing trolls like you, which alt were you the other day? Yeah, bro, they just switch names and come back. Whatever. Smash the like button. You guys see it right below. Smash the like button. He said Jay Black and Roy are the same person. Well, you probably get that background raw ego. Yeah, man, I knew he with that body work. Smart. Ego knows me well. Bro, I don't know who. What's your name? Shaka Zoo? Al Shakala? I don't know you. Don't put that on me. He talking about ego knows me well. No, the fuck I don't. Not under that name. I don't know no Al Shalka. Yeah, don't be trying to add shit. Ego know me well. Bro, you need to get VADA tested. I don't know you. Not under that name. Danny Garcia, Mikey. I'm gonna say my thoughts. It's tough out for Mikey Garcia, but I got to see more progress with the fight, and then I'll talk about that a bit more. But people sleeping on Danny. I'll favor Danny over Mikey, especially coming off the Spence shit. But we'll see, you know, because I don't know if Danny can make a catch weight, but I'd have to see all the details, shit like that. He said, old media see new media have a seizure or heart attack. Hey, y'all bugging, bro. Y'all bugging. He said, yeah, people sleep on Danny Garcia. It's so weird. They act like Danny ain't done shit. Danny will knock he'll left hook your fucking eyebrows off. Ego said, fuck out of here. I don't know. Yeah, he tried to say, ego knows me well. No, I don't. Boxers rely on new media. Count on us, man. He said, talk about Danny, champ of the world. I know he a rat, bro. These ratatouille motherfuckers won't leave me alone. Danny slept on, bro. Danny got one of the best resumes, 30, 31 and under. You know, him and Canelo, they got like the best resumes. But people still hate on him. I noticed this too. When there's a fighter that kind of identifies with urban culture, like, you know, some people say act black, even though there's no such thing as acting black, but kind of identifies with urban culture, like the style of dress and slang. And, you know, he comes from a rough part of Philly. You know, raps, shit like that. These motherfuckers always hate them. You notice that, right? Danny Garcia, he come from the gutter. He come from the hood. He's from Philly. He got a lot of black friends and, Puerto Rican friends and shit like that, and you notice they don't like him. Same thing with Teofimo. Teofimo, got a cool little taper fade and shit. Talk his shit. Notice they don't like him. And Triple G got this Mad TV fucking haircut. Mad TV logo. And then they all of a sudden love him. You notice that. He said, you right 100%. I know. Trust me. I've been in the game. I see it, bro. These dudes, all of a sudden, the guys that identify with like urban culture, like Caleb Plant, he's another one. Got a biracial girlfriend, got swag, dance, earring in his ear, got the Little Caesar. Say, oh, fuck Caleb, when you hear people talk about Caleb Plant, David Benavidez and shit, and they be like, fuck Caleb Plant. And like, why? Fuck him for what? Oh, Caleb's this and that. Like, yeah, Triple G got that Mad TV logo haircut and shit. Hey, no, guys, and Max guys. Hey, Maxi Pad and all that shit, bro. Whatever. Danny is overrated. Your comment is overrated. You don't know shit about boxing, bro. How you overrated and people don't even give you credit for what you've done? See how stupid that sounds? How you gonna call someone who's underrated because people never give them a fair shake? You gonna say they're overrated? It's too easy, yo. Teofimo is a beast. See, that's the thing. There's no pressure for Lomachenko. This is the same shit. We see it all. I'm just the real enough one to tell you this. Lomachenko, he fighting Luke Campbell. See, this is why old media can't fuck with us. Don't tell me about Wilder and Ortiz, but then you're happy that Luke Campbell and Lomachenko finna fight. Because you can't, it's for a vacant title. I don't give a fuck. He already fought for a title and lost to a guy that Lomachenko beat. I much rather would have seen Luke Campbell versus Devin Haney. Much rather. Because that would have been a step up for where Devin Haney's at. Because he's only 20. But guess what? You see how see, that's why they're trying to baby Lomachenko's way into undisputed. Like cut these corners and shit. And, we got a good relationship with the WBC, because you didn't see Devin Haney and Luke Campbell fight. And then if Devin Haney wins, then Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. That would have been a bigger money fight. But they don't want to wait. They don't want it to be a bigger money fight. Or even if Luke Campbell beat Devin Haney, that would be a huge accomplishment. So in turn, it makes the Lomachenko fight bigger. You know what I'm saying? So any way you slice it, if Luke Campbell and Devin Haney fought for the vacant belt, that would have made sense. 1 and 2 guy, and Lomachenko fighting the winner would have been a more lucrative fight for him. But they don't want it to be more lucrative. They're trying to get Lomachenko to get to them belts ASAP. And they prefer to not go through Devin Haney to get one of them. Because if it worked, if Devin Haney beat Luke Campbell, then to become undisputed, that means Lomachenko would have to fight Devin Haney, who's now a champion. And that would be a great fight. I have an interview with Devin Haney earlier this year from January, and he called out Lomachenko. But they're trying to hurry up and let him secure that. It's really easy to see these game plans in boxing, bro. If you really think about it, Lomachenko, he can, in essence, fight for belts against styles that he should do well against and not face not have to face the styles that are more complex for his style. Like, basically, what I'm saying is guys that I think have a chance to beat him are at the back burner because he's pursuing undisputed. Even though, keep this in mind, Lomachenko never had more than one belt in his 2 previous divisions. But now all of a sudden he gets to lightweight where it's not popping, you know, aside from the young talent like Teofimo, Ryan Garcia, and Devin Haney, who aren't, you know, all the way deep in their careers. So he's in a weak division, just like Triple G at middleweight was at a weak division, right? And then that's where he wants to become undisputed. You see how easy that is to decode? He wants to be undisputed in a division where it becomes easier. Because the thing is, Lomachenko is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. And it's easier to become undisputed at 35 than it would have been for him to become undisputed at 130. Because 130, he would at the time had to fight Machado, a big puncher and a big guy for the division. Miguel Berchelt, a big puncher, volume puncher, closest thing to like an Orlando Salido style fight, but bigger and younger, you know, a champion of him. And he had to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. So you see how they conveniently moved up. And then when they're trying to promote lightweight fights, Lomachenko talked about moving back down to 130. And Bob Arum, after Lomachenko's first 2 fights with Linares and Pedraza, he didn't look so hot. Bob Arum says he's really a featherweight. So why'd he leave 130 then if he's really a featherweight? You know, if he's really a 130-pounder, why'd he leave the 130-pound division? Why did Lomachenko say he'll go back down to 130 to fight Gervonta Tank Davis? Who travels backwards like that? Because he's seen the fights at lightweight for a minute were starting to get hard, and he had a break from that in the Corolla fight. Who's backtrack? You never heard Andre Ward talk about going back down to 168 to fight James DeGale, Gilberto Ramirez, or Badu Jack or something. So once again, it's very easy to see what they're doing. The most stagnant division, full of new champions and guys that are beatable, that's where he wants to become undisputed. It's all plotted out. Cherry picking, exactly, bro. Because it would have been more exciting seeing Lomachenko try to become undisputed fighting Machado, or Cancio, it depending on who had the belt at the time, Gervonta Tank Davis, and Berchelt. And Berchelt is over there on top ranked cards. And that, like I said, he's the closest thing to Salido style. He's the closest thing. Richard Comey don't fight like Salido, Pedraza don't fight like Salido. Jorge Linares don't fight like Salido. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to purposely keep him in the fight. You're not fooling nobody. We see, because the same thing. Pacquiao said, "I'll fight you at 140." What he made an excuse, I'm not fighting an old guy. But Keith Thurman, look how bad Lomachenko looks. Lomachenko says, "Why should I fight that guy? He's old. I don't want to have to fight an old guy." Broner has no problem fighting the old guy. He fought him in January. I was there. Keith Thurman has no problem fighting an old guy. And if Keith Thurman beats Pacquiao, everyone's going to give him credit. So, once again, that was a horrible look for Lomachenko that old media refuses to bring up. How come 2 youthful guys in or around his age group are both fighting Pacquiao or fought Pacquiao, Broner and Keith Thurman, and we will give them credit? We know Broner didn't do it, but if Keith Thurman beats Pacquiao, he's going to get credit, period. The bottom line, he don't want to fight Pacquiao. He knows Pacquiao at 140 got smoke for him. You know what I'm saying? And he knows that'll be a deal. If you get knocked down by Jorge Linares and, and being troubled by Pedraza at 35, Pacquiao at 40 got some work. That's why he just chalked it up as Pacquiao's too old. But Keith Thurman don't got a problem fighting old Pacquiao. He actually said at the press conference yesterday, he said it's an honor to fight a legend like Pacquiao. So we see what Top Rank is doing. Good luck with that. Same thing with Tyson Fury. It's the same thing that they're doing. And you notice the fighters with the complexion for the protection seem to be in the witness protection program and have these types of paths. Tyson Fury, he was in negotiations, could have got 50-50, so he would have got what he was deserved by fighting in a pay-per-view. He'd rather fight on ESPN for built-in money in a fight with Tom Schwartz that nobody's going to give him really much credit for beating. You know, he has nothing to really gain and more to lose by fighting a guy like that. And he dipped up out of the rematch. You see? You have the complexion for the protection. Your path becomes easier, it looks like. How come Tyson Fury is not being demanded to fight Wilder? What do I think of young Pac-Man versus Loma? I think old Pac-Man could beat him. So, you know, young Pac-Man, I don't even want to talk about that. He might David Diaz Lomachenko, but worse. Pacquiao got a chin, bro. Like, Pacquiao got a chin, so Lomachenko's definitely not knocking out Pacquiao. If you didn't knock out Pedraza, hell no, you're not knocking out no fucking Pacquiao at 140. Loma, him particularly, he's not a puncher like that. If you're not knocking out Pedraza at 35, even though you hit him with every punch in round 11, then I don't see you knocking out Pacquiao at 140. Yeah, Pacquiao will probably stop Loma. Exactly. Shout out to Dark Truth. Man, Pacquiao 2-2 that ass. And his mom finna be doing the curses and shit. She finna be in the crowd. She finna be in the crowd putting that hoodoo on Lomachenko. Lomachenko, he might get fucked up by that curse shit. Thinner. Thinner. Hey, what the fuck was she doing, bro? Shout out to Mama Pacquiao. That shit kind of creepy, though. You know how Michael Jackson used to be wearing the masks and shit? Then he start dangling the baby over and shit. Like, what you doing, bro? Michael start holding the baby up. Like, damn, you finna drop it. Why you so aggressive? Who's bad? Like, get that baby off that balcony. Anyway, that's what it reminded me of for some reason. Yeah. When Michael used to be in them foreign countries with that mask on. Come on, damn. Let's go back to the room. Damn, Tito, damn. She was tripping. Well, she was doing hella extra shit, bro. She was just nervous. Hell nah, bro. So you mean to tell me if you was in class and you have a pop quiz or some shit and you're like, oh shit, I didn't expect the test. You finna be like, yeah, I got this test. You ain't finna be doing. Ain't no type of nerves. The fuck kind of nerves you got? Hell no, I've been nervous, but I ain't never had no nerves like that shit. What the fuck? Who the fuck is Lazando, bro? Why would y'all even argue with a motherfucker named Lazarus? That fucking Lazarus and shit. It sound like Conan friend and shit. It's Lazando, bro. Loma would no mas Pacquiao and especially Floyd block him. I don't tolerate that dumb shit. You looking to troll. You know you don't believe that. Yeah, your ass getting no mossed. You the new Roberto Duran. Have you talked about Gervonta's opponent? What's Gervonta got to do with this whole stream? Block him. He a rat. Boxing fan 34. You a rat, dog. I can spot him. Ego, have you talked about Gervonta? Bro, you a rat. They fell for the mousetrap. Gary Russell, Tank. Think Tank will smash his face. That's a good fight. That's a big fight for the DMV. Yeah, bro. He didn't know Jose Pedraza. He threw 1,000 punches and didn't stop him. Wilder threw one punch at Brazil and folded the man's life away. There's a different levels to this power shit. Bro, he knocked out Anthony Corolla, who's been knocked out by Derry Matthews. Who is that? Fucking Dairy Queen's brother. Who is Derry Matthews? Fucking Dave Matthews Band and shit. Nobody knows who that is. Hootie and the Blowfish looking ass. Man, Omedia's getting fucked up. You guys like this guy? Omedia getting fucked up. You guys like this shit? Man. But Tyson Fury just see DAZN, Tyson Fury, Top Rank, all these they got some issues right now, bro. Because they're gonna need new media. They're gonna need new media. But if they keep doing certain things, then I can't focus on that. I can't focus my coverage on lunacy and these. I told you, you're gonna see some strict changes around my channel. You know, Anthony Joshua want to copyright strike me. Cool. Now I'm going on strike. Good luck promoting your own fight. You gonna get minimal promotion out of me. You want to try to give me a copyright strike? Okay. Good luck with that Ruiz joint. That's what I'm telling you, man. The fans we run the game, man. I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm not applying to go to Joshua Ruiz. I don't want to go to Joshua Ruiz. You want to give me a copyright strike? Okay. New media is coming, bro. You become a star in America. Good luck. You know, you want to give me a copyright on some bogus shit? Okay. You become an American star. I don't know what video. It was a Gerald Miller video. But it was a clip he posted on Instagram of him being pushed. And he posted on Instagram and, gave the boy a copyright strike. Okay. And it was from his email specifically. So good luck promoting that. Copyright strike? All right, that's what's up. I'm on strike. We all going to be on strike then. Good luck promoting your fight. So when you guys wonder why I haven't, really went out of my way to hype up see, the thing is, never bite the hand that feeds you. I put in a lot of work in this game. A lot. I help hype up all these fights. By just talking like Canelo Jacobs and, everything that's good in boxing. I do my service to get people informed, let them know what's going on, things like that. So when people bite the hand that feed you, that's cool. You just saying you don't need my services, and, ain't no love lost. That's cool. But don't look for new media to go out of our way. Like I said, I got a rap sheet this long. You just help me take off something. Because all them AJ Ruiz videos that I could be making, I'm not doing it. Hell no, bro. Yo, you losing cred. Block Eric Vega. You losing your spot in this stream. I ain't lost shit. What is you talking about? Get these rats out of here, I told y'all. Damn, he got hit 3 times. Fuck. Shooters was in play. Listen, he do say you losing cred, and then he just lost his life in his chat. But he said, listen to what they say. You losing cred, like I'm losing credibility, I'm assuming, but you still here. So we gonna make you disappear. I'm losing cred, but you keep listening to me. And these dudes will come back and come back. How? Okay, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but if there's something that I don't like and somebody's losing cred and someone that their opinion means nothing, then I don't linger around. You're a lingerer. I don't stick around. I don't stay. I'm just like, oh, this motherfucker don't know what they talking about. I'm out. I got shit to do. There's shit I want to watch on Netflix. I got to get caught up on some shows and stuff. I got some good recommendations. I got to watch the Split Personality Split, I think it was. And then I got to watch the Glass movie. So, I don't have time to waste. Life is short. I don't got time to waste. These dudes be, oh, you don't know anything. But you keep watching me. That's what a quinky dink. Yeah, this guy doesn't know shit. But you keep watching me. Okay. More subscribers, more revenue, more people in the lives. It's 107 West Coast, 407 on the East. We got 220 people up here. Man, we doing it. I told you, it's Death Row East. Believe in that. New media views are up, unlike DAZN. We winning. I ain't even really, man, we killing off of easy work, too. I was going to go to the Pacquiao Thurman, but them plane tickets, it was like, it wasn't really worth it. Like, it was like 380 round trip to go from the Bay Area to LA. I'm not doing that. I couldn't find no good flight prices. So I was like, fuck it. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really reported on the DAZN getting sold. I heard it and seen the screenshot. I just don't know the logistics, if that's true or whatever. But, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it is. Because we already heard about them selling off assets and, liquidating portions of things that they've acquired. Like things like betting, like branches and segments of their company. Yeah, tripping. But new media views are up. Yep. I keep telling you guys what DAZN, they just have to make some different decisions. Like, why is Triple G fighting Steve Rolls? Like, Steve Rolls, though? Like, that's literally someone, I get it, you wanted to fight Brandon Adams, but he wasn't the only person in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather see Triple G versus John Ryder or some shit. The guy that just beat Bilal Akawi. I'm not playing. I'd rather see something like that. If he could be ready. It doesn't have to be him exclusively. But it's just crazy. And I told you, DAZN, I think, would have had a real life better shot teaming up with Al Heyman just because he has an American stable and you're pitching this into America. Like, you're pitching all these fights to America. Look. This is a DAZN fight just announced yesterday. So this is on the Joshua card, right? This is on the Joshua Andy Ruiz card. Excuse me. This is on the Joshua Andy Ruiz card. Calum Smith versus Indom. Calum Smith? Like, first of all, you got to know boxing. Indom is a 160 pounder. Why do I want to see him fight a champion at 168? What has he done recently? Didn't he have like a split win or something over Martin Murray, who's well past it? Like, honestly, why do I want to see a 160 pounder versus like, why do I want to see a 160 pounder versus a champion who's big as hell at 168? Not David Benavidez or Gilberto Ramirez or just another top rated 100. I mean, obviously those would be a stretch because of, David Benavidez with PBC and things like that. But there has to be somebody like that. Somebody who's actually 100. How, like, put it this way. What did a middleweight Indom do to get a super middleweight title shot his first fight at super middleweight? At least the first fight I know. I mean, honestly. See, people get mad. See, this is why old media is slowly dying before your eyes. They talking about Luis Ortiz getting a title shot with Wilder. Oh, I don't want to see that shit. So you think Luis Ortiz, based on his first effort with Wilder, he's less deserving than Indom versus Caleb Smith? Caleb Smith knocked out Rocky Fielding before Canelo, right? Caleb Smith is a regular champion who won the World Boxing Super Series shit and beat George Groves by stoppage. Why would he be? Well, how do you come from that? How do you come from beating George Groves, a known game guy, had wars with Carl Froch and stuff? How you go from that to fighting Indom on a Joshua undercard in America? Once again, you keep having, okay, you got a guy, I think Indom from Cameroon, and you have a British fighter. These guys haven't really been they haven't really been introduced to the American public. So this is not like it would just be like just watching two guys, when you click on TV and then boxing on when you're not familiar with them. You get what I'm saying? They should have done a way better job of trying to integrate these guys into the eyes of Americans. Like, okay, like let's say F.A. Ajagba. He has an American trainer and he's been they've been building him on PBC undercards. So we're at least knowing who he is. Indom, I don't even really know. Like I said, Martin Murray in the UK, I think, is the last time he fought. A lot of people didn't even watch that fight. Caleb Smith is not like, he's not like the biggest guy in the UK, let alone, he comes from a fight family, but he's definitely not been really built up in America. Indom, it's like DAZN keeps just recycling the same people. Indom, how you go from being mentioned as Triple G's opponent at 160, where he's always fought, and where he challenged for a vacant title at and beat Curtis Stevens. You went from fighting Triple G to fighting at 168. Caleb Smith got mentioned for fighting Canelo. You went from that to fighting Indom. It's like fights like that don't really prove anything. I'd rather see Caleb Smith versus anybody, really. Anybody at 168. I'd have to look at the rankings. I mean, obviously we know about the Caleb Plans, David Benavidez and shit like that, but it's just, that's not a fight that really does anything. So I don't see how this is like, I don't know. DAZN's biggest fight was Canelo Jacobs, and their follow-up is Devin Haney's fighting this weekend. He was the undercard to Usyk, who pulled out because he's injured, another injury mishap. And now the undercard got elevated to a main event. They got elevated to a main event, and Devin Haney, he's a rising contender or whatever, but he's fighting Antonio Moran. It's not like a name that people have even seen fight. So people don't really know what to expect there. Then they haven't announced what Usyk's doing. Is he still going to fight Carlos Takam? And then they're putting on Joshua's homecoming card is all UK fighters. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what's they're fucking up the game, because they're trying to sell to Americans a bunch of non-American fights. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of domestic level fights that Americans probably won't get behind. So as far as I know, the Joshua Ruiz card is Anthony Joshua fighting a late replacement, a 5.5 week replacement, who doesn't have the biggest name, but I do think Andy Ruiz got hands. He could scrap, but he doesn't have a big name, so it's not a big fight, right? Obviously, it's not their fault that Gerald Miller failed a drug test, but it is their fault that they didn't pick someone else outside of Miller to begin with, like Ruiz-Ortiz, like Dillian Whyte, right? So that's who Joshua's fighting. Then you have Katie Taylor fighting somebody, I think for undisputed. And then you have Caleb Smith fighting a guy who's a 160-pounder at 168, who's, got knocked down between Peter Quillen and David Lemieux like 10 times. I just don't see how that's a big card. That's why I'm telling you, mark my words, Joshua's fight is not like Canelo versus Fielding. I don't know how many people from the UK came, but people came out to see Canelo. They came out to see Canelo. With Joshua, they have to fake it. They have to fluff it. What they're doing is they're going to have a bunch of UK media and a bunch of UK people fly out to give this impression that this is just a lit fight. But if you take out, I don't know how they work out bulk packages to, I don't know if the cost of living is different in the UK and everyone can just swing it, but it's faking the funk, because guess what? When it's all said, it's like, I went to Mexico. This is when I was a kid, and I got this ring, and it was a gold ring, and I liked it. They actually carved my first name with the lettering, and I used to love the ring. I'm a little kid or whatever. I think I was in middle school, but that gold ring wasn't real gold, so my finger had like a green like stain around it because it wasn't real gold. So that's kind of what it is. Is like they're trying to give this impression that Joshua is bigger than he really is in America, but it's you're faking the funk, because you're just trying to get a bunch of UK transplants to be here, and they're going to leave Sunday or Monday. That doesn't make Joshua a star in America. That doesn't make him go viral in America. The way to do that is to make him feel, make the Americans want to get behind him, introduce him to put him with. See, DAZN's taking this like, I peeped the whole setup, bro. They're trying to take this like hipster, hip type urban approach. It's not how you come in the game. Like, to me, it's like putting Meek Mill with Anthony Joshua. What does that do? Like, Meek's cool, but I mean, I don't know. That seems like a weird pairing, if anything. It's just like certain people don't resonate with it. Like Dominic Brazil, he was talking about Urban Dictionary. I don't think he resonated with the urban community. Like a lot of the comment section that I was seeing, they're like, man, Dominic Brazil, that shit was corny. His jokes are horrible. He's not a good trash talker. You get what I'm saying? And it's hard to explain, but you can't fake certain things like that. You can't have fake appeal to a certain demographic. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to explain. But like Dominic Brazil, a lot of people didn't like his trash talk. His one-liners were pretty weak, pretty soft. Oh yeah, I just looked at this Urban Dictionary. Now I think I understand what he's saying. It's just people didn't relate to that. So in the same vein, you can't just put Joshua with Meek Mill and now he's hip, and Americans understand him and get him. But it's like a I don't know. It's like a poor man's cosign. You get what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't, I don't know. The other thing is, DAZN keeps employing people that we don't know to be like, boxing is a tight niche community. You get what I'm saying? Like, Rosie Perez is more known for loving boxing and, knowing her shit, knowing the relevant part. Like, I see Rosie Perez kind of chiming in on smaller fights. Like, she'll watch little top ranked cards, like smaller ones, smaller PBC cards, etc. So we know Rosie Perez as a real life boxing fan. But Meek Mill, I seen him at a fight. He was at Mayweather McGregor. I seen him, but we don't really know him to be like necessarily a diehard. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a known. And damn sure Tracy Morgan. I'm sure they go to some fight. So I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is we don't know them to be like any like authorities on boxing like that. So you can't just team them up with them because they have a hit movie or music and then think people are going to relate to Joshua. That's not, I don't know. That's like, it just seems forced, bro. Like, let's say you wanted to, it's just like, it just seems real forced. All right, let's say Floyd Mayweather, you wanted his to build his a PR person wanted to build Floyd Mayweather's brand in the UK. And then you start seeing a bunch of commercials with Floyd Mayweather and Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean and Rowan Atkinson and shit. The UK would be like, what the fuck is this? Do you get what I'm saying? Like Floyd Mayweather and Mr. Bean. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You wouldn't feel like he's one of your, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't feel like, oh, shit, he's certified now because he teamed up with Mr. Bean. Like I said, it's kind of more or less a feeling that I get. Like, it feels forced, so it's kind of hard to explain. But, like, the UK, you can't just team somebody up with, Floyd Mayweather with Tom Hardy or Mr. Bean or something and think the UK is just going to accept him off of that. Like, it's weird, especially if Tom Hardy is not like a known boxing head or Mr. Bean is not a known boxing head like that. That shit don't work. Boxing is not, you can't just, it's like a secret society almost. When I meet people, like when I'm in Ubers and shit, traveling all over to cover the fights, and I meet people and they actually know like Errol Spence and they know different, oh yeah, I can't wait for Spence Porter, and they know what's going on. I'm like, oh shit, it's like a secret society. Like, oh shit, you watch boxing too? Because a lot of people don't really know boxing like that. They would just be like, oh yeah, Mike Tyson days. Those are my favorites. Yeah, I seen the green do-rag. That's what I'm saying. Like Meek Mill I can't picture him wearing a green do-rag. It's just different cultures too. They're going to have John Cena come out to, I'm done. He said they're going to come out with Anthony Joshua coming out to John Cena rapping. That's what I'm saying. It just feels forced. It doesn't feel like authentic. Same thing with Joshua's MTV Cribs style of gym tour or whatever. And I don't know. Maybe the UK likes that. But as a boxing fan, I would rather have training montages of Joshua with some breakdowns of, like, I'm just telling you, like, man to man, as a male boxing fan, that's all I could be. That's what I am. I'm a man and I'm a boxing fan, but I'm not a man fan. But for me, I could give a fuck about the gym. I'd rather see him training in the gym and then talking about Andy Ruiz. But he's using his personal channel to promote what he's done to the gym rather than to promote the fight. That's weird to me, for me. That's why I said it struck me as odd. Like, I'd rather see it. He's showing his apartment, and showing with the male community shower. Oh, this is the community shower. We all, after we train, we shower. Like, we know what a shower looks like. I want to hear, that's what I'm saying. People don't get it. They like this YouTube. I've been in the game. Like, once, man, wait till I keep, developing rapport with different fighters and I really start like getting, because there's a comfort level. You know what I'm saying? I could probably reach out to a lot more people and, get in more camps and shit like that. But it's a comfort level because they don't want like people giving inside secrets to the enemies and shit like that. But if let's say I was producing a special for Joshua, it wouldn't be about gym tours. It would be hyping people up for Andy Ruiz, That's just me. But it's his channel. It's his YouTube channel. He could do whatever he wants. He's a grown-ass 6'6" man. to me, that doesn't hype me up for Andy Ruiz. Like, he literally, on the whole episode, I don't even think he even talked about fighting Andy Ruiz. Go watch it. He's doing a gym tour, and I can't show you because the motherfucker tried to give me a copyright strike. I don't really feel like, I don't think he even really said anything about Andy Ruiz. So that's, to me, it's a bit selfish. Like, I know it's his own personal channel and he's trying to do a vlog style, but instead of, I don't think the fans care so much. Like I said, maybe the UK is different. Maybe that what they want, maybe he's tapped in to his community. But what I'm saying in America, I think it's different. If that is the case, then I think it's different in America. We want different things. Because you're about to fight in a few weeks against Andy Ruiz, who's a late sub. You got to sell me on that. You got to tell me why I should pay $20 for that, right? You're giving a gym tour and pointing out graffiti about Africa. Oh yeah, Africa. You know, this is in the center, like you giving me a geography lesson and shit. I put right here, he put this graffiti. I didn't tell him to do that. And this is AJ boxing because I'm AJ and I like boxing. Like, we get it. What about the Andy Ruiz thing? You know, so me, I would have preferred DAZN or Sky Sports cameras. Just go visit his gym and ask him some shit. You know, just like a standard. That's what I'm saying. Everyone wants to get all fancy and stuff. Sometimes the formula is like real simple. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the vlog, there's nothing, it wasn't really exciting. It was just, you're going through a warehouse showing us a ring and shit. There's no sparring going on. Like, if you watch a All Access, if you watch a 24/7, that's not what you see. It's not just someone like, oh yeah, this is Abel Sanchez and Golovkin, and they just walk through the gym. They're doing interviews where Triple G's like, oh yeah, no, hey, Canelo, I respect him. He's a drug addict. You know, he's talking shit. Canelo's saying his piece, and you know, I'm gonna shut their team's mouth. AJ, his whole thing is like a real, like a vlog, like he's Drake or something. But even that, Drake's probably at the Waffle House and on tour, so there's some shit going on. So to me, it was a bit lame and it was just dull. It was just him walking through the gym. So me personally, I would have preferred something where you actually address the opponent you're going to fight and maybe show some action shots, montage shit. Like when they show Floyd's gym, they like boom, boom, boom doing the doghouse rules, and Showtime showing unlimited timers going off, and you know, or how much time has elapsed. Is there some action there? This was just Joshua. Yeah. I was hitting a heavy bag, and it fell. It just seems forced, bro. The heavy bag fell off the wall. Imagine that, but nothing is perfect. Like, oh, I like animals. I like panthers. It's all about panthers. Like, this is not a kindergarten class, bro. Like I said, I think me personally, and if let's say that's what Joshua wants to do on his personal channel, whatever. I'm just telling you what I would do. 2, where's DAZN in this? Why? Okay, let's say he's off in his own world doing Universal Studios Star Tours and shit, whatever. But where's DAZN's promotion? That's what I'm saying. That's why this new media shit is so impactful on this game. AJ on that bad actor vibe. Yeah, and then they're putting, bro, watch the gym tour. It was just really weird for me. They're putting inspirational music. Like, this is not, he in a fucking gym in Miami. Oh, yeah. I like stay humble because I believe don't be an ass licker. Like, this was not motivational to me. Like, I don't know, bro. It just didn't hype me up for the fight. It didn't even talk about the fight. Like, what type of, man, you would never see me do a promo for fight week in somebody's gym and it don't have nothing to do with hyping people up for the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird to me. true boxing fans like it raw. It just seems. He said UK Mr. Rogers. He, he will never be an attraction for the USA. I'm just telling you how the US goes. I can't, like I said, maybe the UK loves that gym tour shit. Oh yeah, he's such an inspiration to me. The USA is not like that. We cutthroat. We want to see some, a little bit of action, maybe, just something to look at. We got a lot of shit going on. He said, I'm not even gonna lie, but I slick forgot AJ was fighting soon. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, where's DAZN in this whole thing? Your second biggest star or first biggest star, or however you place Canelo and AJ, is finna fight. I ain't seen nothing, And if AJ wasn't trying to give copyright strikes on YouTube, then I would help promote his fight. But I'm a person of integrity. And I sent them an email, and he still ain't responded, asking for a retraction. He still ain't respond. So I can't, that's fine. You don't need me to promote your shit. I got you. That's what that means. We'll worry about your next fight. But as long as that, as long as you doing shit like that, then that means you got this. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what new media does. Like, we are impactful. People come to us to get hype for the fight. People come and hear what Ego has to say about the fight, and I'm gonna show you that. I promise you that. So that's why I said I don't fret a credential. Don't have me at your fight. I save money. I don't have to be there, but my crowd don't have to be there either. The exposure that I bring, like, you guys see what I do. I just went to the Wilder fight. I have no problem covering anybody's fight, But you see how the fight, like, people were feeling that rideshare video where me and Blue in the car, and we all talking about boxing. The live streams I gave you, even though the Wi-Fi wasn't bad, being able to come to my channel, look at the weigh-ins and shit like that. So, like I said, in life you got to know your worth. I don't have to beg for acceptance. I've worked very hard on my brand. I've worked very hard to build this empire. If you don't want me to cover the fight, or, I didn't even apply for the Joshua fight because I'm not going to, because the motherfucker gave me a copyright strike. But, like Canelo Golden Boy, that's cool. I don't have to be there physically. I'm going to get paid regardless. I'm glad I didn't go to Canelo Jacobs, to be honest. It's not like I had to be there for that. I made more money. You guys you seen how many super chats came that week? I had one day that went brazy. So I don't know, man. We have our own lane. It's way different. The old media and, like, promoters and stuff, they're reliant on stuff. So the promoters are gonna have to work. They're gonna have to work to get these big fights made, get people excited, because I'm telling you, you're gonna see changes on my channel. I'm not in the mood to play these games and build bullshit just for the sake of talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the mood for that. Like, I don't want to talk about Canelo Spence. I don't want to talk about Tyson Fury versus Wilder in a street brawl, bare knuckle. If we want to talk bare knuckle, let's talk Paulie versus Artem Lobov. I want to talk about real stuff in boxing. That's what the game is missing. That's what the fans need. That's what the game needs. Everybody wants to talk about, let's talk about Brazil getting knocked out. Let's talk about shit that happened, shit that's likely to happen. Wilder versus Ruiz-Ortiz. That seems like it could be likely. Spence versus Porter. That seems like, Inui versus Nonito Donaire. Teofimo's next move. Let's talk about some real shit. That's what I'm about. I don't want to just, they want to use and manipulate the media and use them as puppets. You got to stand your ground, bro. You got to stand your ground, because I'm not a puppet. I ain't never been they ain't Geppettos, and I ain't nobody's puppet. So I'm not going to just keep building, I'm not like, and sometimes they disrespect the digital mob, Sometimes they disrespect the digital mob. So that's cool. Promote your own event. Simple. And it's sad because someone just said Paulie's on savage mode. Paulie Malignaggi retired, unretired, and you're hearing more about his fight with Artem Lobov than you're hearing about Joshua, who's supposed to be a massive star, even in America. He's supposed to be a big star, and he's about to fight in a few weeks. Paulie Malignaggi fight might be after Joshua's fight, to be honest. I got to look at the dates, but I think it's after it. And Paulie being an entertainer and, you know, spitting on the man and don't point at me. Don't point at me, bro. You know, doing all that. You're hearing more about it. Joshua's doing MTV Crib. That doesn't, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. But I think I could speak. I've been doing this long enough. I think I could speak on behalf of, you know, America. I don't feel like that's going to resonate as much with American crowds. Like, first of all, you're in a gym. Like, if you had a mansion or something and it was like wild girls there and a party going on, like remember the Tupac, I get around, rap up, rap up. The underground just don't stop for hoes. I get around. Like, if it was some entertaining, lively thing, you just at a flat in Miami, condo or whatever, and you're in a big ass warehouse with a boxing ring, giving us a tour and telling us about the graffiti. You're not even talking about Andy Ruiz. Why you bragging about my side piece, bro? That's how Paulie do it. But anyway, you're talking about graffiti in Africa, and I like Memphis. I just don't see how that is going to resonate with American crowds like that. Again, maybe the UK loves it, but Joshua has to become a thing and have popularity in America, because Wilder is actually, he's doing just that. He's going viral. He's winning sports Emmys, him and Showtime. He's upping the ante for what he's doing. Shout out to Jeffrey Wright on subscribing. He's upping the ante, and you're seeing the guards change. Canelo's supposed to be the biggest star in boxing, but now you're seeing Wilder start to get noticed a bit more. You know, before it was easily distinguishable, like, okay, Joshua's done X, Y, and Z, and he has multiple belts, you know, so maybe Wilder has to settle for 40%. Now, with what Wilder's been doing and the noise he's making, you can really start making the argument that, damn, you messed up, Joshua, because if you would have fought him back then, that was before Tyson Fury, that was before the Dominic Brazil 10.2 million plus on one tweet viral knockout of Brazil in one round, and he did a better job and got Brazil out of there with one hitter quitter, one punch, unlike 7 rounds or whatever. That was before winning sports Emmys. That was before probably the reality show with his girl. That was before, you know, being on the Final Four panel and having 13.77 million people watch. That was before a lot of shit. So as you see, Al Heyman's playing chess, because as time goes on, and that was before DAZN offered him a 3-fight deal for $100 million that y'all said he was stupid for not taking. Looks like you guys were the stupid ones. Looks like you guys were the stupid ones, because you told him to take $12.5 million last year and $15 million last year. This year he's being offered $100 million for 3 fights. He says, nah, I'm betting on myself. And then he bets on himself, goes viral by himself with the team he started with Showtime. Meanwhile, we're hearing random reports that DAZN might be selling assets, and, you know, I'm not going to go too deep into that because I don't know what's going on with them behind the scenes, but the reports and rumors are circulating that DAZN is investors are trying to do whatever. But again, I'm not going to go too much deeper until I see physical proof of it, or, like, you know, hear some more credible sources talk about it. But regardless, he went viral without DAZN, with the people he was loyal to, that he's been working with. So Wilder is clearly bridging that gap, and now he's getting to the point where he could start really demanding, like, bro, I'm not fighting you. And see, this is what I think is the Al Heyman strategic plan. People are, I don't want to see Luis Ortiz and blah, blah, blah. But guess what? That's probably why they lined up those 3 fights for him. Those are 3 solid fights for him. Mandatory, Brazil, he's out the way. Luis Ortiz, you might be able to get away with pay-per-view based on the first one. Then if he's on pay-per-view in that, and depending on how it does, and if it goes viral and stuff, then you have Adam Kanowski in New York, Barclays. That's a solid schedule. That's a solid schedule. Meanwhile, let's say Joshua beats Andy Ruiz. Who he gonna fight? The guy he already knocked out, Dillian Whyte, maybe? Is he gonna fight Luis Ortiz? Is he gonna fight Kubrat Pulev? Is he gonna have a mandatory or something pop up? So he doesn't really have as many options. He has Dillian Whyte rematch, a guy he already knocked out, but you could say he's improved. Maybe Kubrat Pulev if he's a mandatory. I don't know, but that's a top ranked fighter. So who knows, what would happen. So he doesn't really have that many options. And that's what I'm saying. These other companies, I don't think they can outlast the guy with the bigger stable, which is Al Heyman. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the longer they string this on without making the pertinent fights, it hurts them more than it hurts Al Heyman. I really believe that. Because here, let's be real. Let's say Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Al Heyman has a deep enough stable. He could put an interesting enough fight as a co-feature if he really wants to make that even more of a destination, because he has the stable to do it. Like, what if Wilder fought Luis Ortiz, but then they put Swift Jared Hurd versus Julian J. Rock Williams as the co-feature? That's a good card. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that one bit. Because Jared Hurd versus J-Rock was, a definite fight of the year. Every round had action. He can do that if he wants to. I'm not saying he will, because he could decide to, make that his own event and make more money that way. But just like they did with Danny Garcia versus Luca Mastice on the Floyd Canelo card, he can do that because he has that. He has the talent pool to do that. DAZN, if you look at it, they keep recycling the same guys. Okay, Humberto Soto beats Brandon Rios, then he fights Jesse Vargas. Jesse Vargas fought Thomas Delorme, and then Humberto Soto, and then they're trying to make a Jaime Munguia fight or something. Jaime Munguia didn't even look good versus Dennis Hogan. Why do I want to see welterweight Jesse Vargas fight Jaime Munguia? What does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? Because he beat Humberto Soto at a catchweight. You see, Triple G was supposed to fight Hassan Indam. That was a rumored name. Now Caleb Smith is fighting him. It's like the guys are kind of being bounced around. It's like the same, is less of a pool of fighters, Carlos Takam keep getting, I don't know how he's getting all these high profile fights. Carlos Takam got high profile fight after high pro. Joshua knocked him out. Derek Chisora knocked him out. Now he's going to fight Usyk. Really? It's like the same guy being shuffled around and shit. Tell me I'm lying. How does Carlos Takam keep getting title opportunities? And, Usyk, he's moving to heavyweight. He has a high ranking, though, because he was undisputed in the previous division. So if Takam beats him, that's basically like a title shot, because Usyk has priority with some of the sanctioning bodies where he can get dibs on the Joshua belt. So that's basically like another title shot, because if you beat him, then you'll become Joshua's mandatory for a rematch. You get what I'm saying? And the reason I know for a fact is Be honest. I'm just being honest. This is no offense to the fighters, but I just wanted to hear honest answers. Today is Tuesday. Devin Haney is fighting this weekend. How many of you honestly knew he was fighting this weekend? Devin Haney, yes or no? Did you know Devin Haney was fighting this weekend before I said anything? Yes or no? Let's vote. And be honest. That's all you have to do. New media, we're not here for lies and to fabricate. Did you guys notice? Did you guys know that Devin Haney was fighting this Saturday? I didn't. Not me. I didn't. Nope. I didn't know. I knew he was fighting, but I forgot because it's a mismatch. No, 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 no. Damn, that sounds like Destiny's Child. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Man, I forgot. Nope, nope. I didn't know. Nope. I didn't know he was fighting. Here's what they think about you. James Souza said yes. No, nope. The journalists who interviewed her need to respond by asking how many would that have been on DAZN. Nope, LOL. Damn, for real? I watch him too. Too bad. That's what I'm saying. So it's like clear Devin Haney could scrap. But he's fighting a guy named Antonio Moran that not many people know. That's a main event. That's DAZN's main event. It was supposed to be in the undercard, but Usyk pulled out with the injury, so they just made it a main event. You don't think fans see that? Same thing with Tevin Farmer. He was always on the Canelo Fielding card, but when David Lemieux couldn't make weight and put himself in the hospital from dehydration or whatever, they just bumped that up. Fans see that. Fans see that a fight that was on the undercard is now just a co-feature. And, it happens, but this seems to happen frequently with DAZN. Injuries and, the DAZN curse shit. We seen that you just put an undercard fight and just made Devin Haney the main event to satisfy this 100 night quota. Same thing with, he said Bob Arum pulled out a skip card. Yeah, he really did. He had a relationship with the WBC and made it happen. Same thing with Ryan Garcia. I like watching Ryan Garcia, but he just fought a guy who was coming off a knockout loss, Jose Lopez. Before Jose Lopez's fight before Ryan Garcia, his last fight before he fought Ryan Garcia was a TKO loss. Then he fought Ryan Garcia. That was the main event. Ryan Garcia had comparable fights like that on Golden Boy for free on Facebook with Roxy. I watched it. But with DAZN, you got to pay $20 for that. And then on top of that, they're doing Meat Meal for Joshua and stuff. But Devin Haney, where's the promotion for him? He about to fight. Devin Haney could scrap. Where's his promotion? Where's his promotion? How come people do not know Devin Haney is fighting one of the great American, contenders that are out there who really got skipped on a title opportunity? Yeah, Roxy finding the motherfucker. I just don't see how that's good. That's why DAZN got to step up their promotion in a major way. And that's another reason why I think they might be financially hurting, because it seems like an obvious job to promote better. You can't just go to social media and post and then, get some retweets. That's not going to do the trick. And if Canelo's pulling in 600,000, the big star Canelo is pulling 600,000 for a meaningful unification on concurrent streams, then what type of numbers are you really expecting for a main event Devin Haney versus Antonio Moran? You know what I'm saying? That's why majority of the DAZN numbers outside of Canelo never come out. Haney didn't deserve this, but we've been putting out enough info. He knew better, man. All money is not good money. You see DAZN falling apart, so you join them. That's his decision, him and his pops. But, bro, DAZN more focused on making memes on their page than letting people know about facts. I seen that. That's why I said they're trying to be trendy. They trying to be trendy and hipster. No one cares about that. We want to see good fights. Spent too much money up front paying guys multi-fight deals. And you know what the funny thing is? Whether people admit it or not, if DAZN reached out to me and had me interview, with Anthony Joshua or some shit like that, that would do more for the fight than Meek Mill. Because like I said, I've been here. Meek Mill, he obviously has more followers than me on Instagram, shit like that. But trust me, because I'm a figurehead in this game. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. The promotion is just lacking. It's just what it is. But these companies don't realize. That's why I said we're going to make them respect Digital Mob. We're going to make them respect this digital movement, new media. They clearly need help, but you got to respect it. You got to respect the movement. You got to respect the movement. That it reminds me of like the people like Nipsey Hussle, E40, Master P. The labels cannot understand how one person is moving units and making all this money without the traditional 360 deal, without the typical, without the need for labels. Jay-Z, Dame Dash, they can't understand it. We the same way. We like, we learn from. I'm from the Bay, man. Master P, he set up shop out here at a record shop. Did the Ghetto D, independent hustler. JT the bigger figure. E40, Too Short, bro. I come from that cloth. Like, I'm from the soil. I'm from the flats. It's different. We know how to hustle. We know how to wiggle. And that's what people don't understand. Like, we don't need the labels like that. We don't need, like I said, it's labels for us, for in this industry, would be credentials. I make more money. I'm just being 100% transparent. I make more money when I don't go to the fights. So if you ever see me going to a fight, that's just for the cause. That's just for the people. That's just, to build in the long term. But I could be stingy. I could just sit up here and stack. I could just sit up here and stack. But, I want to get out and meet the fans, see the fans, get coverage, get new media questions up in there, do my report. Do my report on what's going on, see Wilder, and I want to support in that way. Like the fighters that are doing it right, like Wilder. Spice One, for sure, Spice One, RBO Posse, the Far Side. Yeah, smash the like button, we working. So that's what I'm saying. It's like people don't understand there's a lot of ways to get stuff done. Like, again, Joshua, it's his personal page, so he could do whatever he wants, but I would use, if you got all them people that are going to watch your page, why wouldn't you talk about the Andy Ruiz fight? Why are you giving a gym tour? How is that the priority? You're fighting in foreign territory, You give back ego, we support you, and you support your support for boxing. Yeah, man. It's just, I feel like Joshua has pressure here, because Wilder had, in New York, same city, knocked out Brazil, trended, went viral. He's in with a different style that he wasn't initially when he started camp planning for, who's a good fighter and crafty and deceptive. If you look at him and just, you're going to think it's not much of nothing, but he looks pretty durable, has fast hands, he's a stand-up fighter. So Joshua could be in for a rude awakening and a tougher fight than he thought. Because I thought Povetkin was not looking bad in the first couple of rounds. I promise you. Listen to me. I'm going to keep saying it. I don't see any way that Joshua can top Wilder's performance and the shock waves that it sent through boxing, knocking out Brazil. I do not see that because I don't think his type of fight, I don't think his particular fight is going to play out quite like that. You know, I think Andy Ruiz could create some havoc in there. I really believe that. You know, and especially for what I'm seeing, like I said, Joshua, he seems a little bit out of character to me, you know, doing gym tours and stuff like that. I really hope he's not sleeping on Andy Ruiz, you know, oh, this fat boy. Because listen, this is the thing with old media. I keep telling you guys over and over, block Etu Moulton. Bro, you've already come back. We keep blocking you. Why you keep coming back, dog? We don't care what you talking about. Go to old media. You're a rat. Block Etu Moulton, bro. Anyway, these dudes just keep coming back. They just keep coming back just to disagree with no explanation. Stop it. If you're going to disagree, explain it. Explain your side since you know so much. Yeah, Ruiz got cracks too. I'm telling you. I don't know why people keep saying this man massage. I didn't see that. I just seen him at the massage. He was massaging himself. I don't know what y'all talking about with that man massage thing, but he said how they still hating at 5 a.m. I don't know why that was so funny, bro. I don't know, bro. These dudes they don't get enough of it. But yeah, man. I hope he's not underestimating the man. Like it just seems out of character. We had no how you at home where you're probably most comfortable and you don't open up your training camp in any type of way. You let your hair grow out all crazy, but then every time we see you on social media, you know, you're doing gym tours and you're smiling and riding. It looks like he's enjoying, you know. Miami's a fun place, like I said, but we'll see. Hopefully he's training because this is the thing with old media. If you read comment section, these fighters are human. I'm telling you, I know fighters watch my shit. You know, Wilder is, since he's the realest champ in the business, he admits it. But there's a lot of people who haven't admitted it publicly, but I know they watch my shit. We too entertaining, we too well known for them not to watch it. So that being said, it's not just me. They keep an eye out, or people or know people. It gets to them, you know, just different stuff that's said on Instagram page, you know, stuff like that. The bottom line is this: when it comes to old media, it's very easy to get lost in the sauce. What I mean is to start when you perpetually hear the same thing over and over again, even if it's coming from old media, you're just constantly reading the same thing. So it's almost like systemic brainwashing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's a way to it, like subconsciously you'll probably take that into consideration. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, there's a guy at my job and people said he was gay, you know, no big deal, but he never admitted if he was gay. And they said he was on the night crew, but he was getting in fights for whatever reason with people. People were like picking on, or I don't know. So he came to the day crew. I don't know if he was gay or not, but then after they said that, you start seeing like little mannerisms, and I'm like, maybe he is, because the stuff he was doing, like, you know, how he would, like the gestures and stuff he would make. But since someone put that bug in your ear, you know, or it's like if someone says there's a girl and she's a freak, you know, man, oh, my boy smashed and she's a real freak, then whether it's true or not, you know, the perception is there. That might subconsciously be how you receive that person. That's what happens with old media, because there are a lot of people in old media that put out stuff. So I'll give you guys some examples. They say Floyd Mayweather's pillow fisted, he's a runner, he has no power, and feather fisted, brittle hand Floyd, and, you know, gay runner, you know, all these weird names and shit like that, right? So when Robert Guerrero is about to fight Floyd, and you've been reading all these different things about brittle hands and feather fisted. He's just a runner. He's not good versus southpaws and stuff. It's easy to fall into the trap and then be like, oh man, this shit, he's not, I don't know why people can't beat him, but watch this. And then when Robert Guerrero gets the fuck in there with Floyd Mayweather, you was southpaw. I thought he has trouble with southpaw. He was tearing Robert Guerrero up. Same thing with Canelo. You read all these things, these negative things, they're doing it to Deontay Wilder. Easy work. Shout out to P. Good. Appreciate you helping me through that night shift. Most definitely. That's what I'm here for. Same thing they do with Wilder. They say, oh, look at chicken noodle soup, chicken legs. He's a wild man, primitive Wilder, and he has no technique. And you start hearing Tony Bellew and different people, oh, the worst heavyweight in history and this and that. And he has bum squad. And you start hearing all this shit. It's hard for you not to believe it. It's just like Dominic Breazeale. You start hearing it. He was talking just like the casuals. Everything that he was saying was what I hear old media say. Dominic Breazeale was like, oh, Wilder, man, who's he beat? He's a bum. He ain't beat nobody. And then Ness was like, what about Luis Ortiz? Oh, man, Luis Ortiz, ain't he like 49 years old? I mean, who's he beat? He got a bronze medal by default. He's talking just like old media. Everything he was saying. Oh, he's wild, and you're not going to slap me down with that. That's why I posted the video, so you guys could hear. See, there's nothing wrong. People are like, oh, you did him bad, Ego. I didn't do shit. He said that. Listen, hold me accountable for anything I say. Motherfucker, see, people think they can say whatever in this current digital age, and then when things don't go your way, you want it to disappear. That's not how it works. So, if you're responsible for what you say, then you have nothing, win, lose, or draw, you have nothing to be ashamed of. People blaming me, like always. They blaming me because of what Dominic Breazeale said captured on my camera before the Wilder fight versus what happened. He said, oh, he's not gonna slap me down with the stupid ass wild crazy rights. I don't know why people get hit by it. Then you got in there and you were susceptible and you got ate up by the same right hand that has put everyone else down that he's fought. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to old media, it's hard. You have to be a person almost like me who can just tunnel vision and tune a lot of stuff out. Because I have a lot of people, they say, oh shit, you don't know, Ego, you're so biased. I tune all that out. I know what I'm doing. I know what in my heart what I'm doing is pure. They can say, oh, you love PBC. I don't care what you talking about. It takes a special person to have thick enough skin and block all that out, because there's a lot of stuff you will hear. But the thing is, you see when people get in the ring with Floyd, it's not what you thought. All this, oh, he has trouble with southpaw. Then why can't you beat him? Oh, Shane Mosley rocked him. Then why can't you rock him like Shane Mosley? Oh, he's brittle fisted. Then why can't you walk through his shot? He's clearly doing something. Same thing with Wilder. Same thing. Oh, he's wild and he's not going to slap me, slaps with his punches. Then why'd you get knocked out? I said knocked up. Shit, Breazeale might have got knocked up from that. He might have been pregnant after that. Who knows? That was crazy. That was a bad knockout. And that's what I see. So as it relates to Joshua, Andy Ruiz, it's easy to just look at him and just say, oh, fat boy, he's short. All right. Even though Joshua has publicly said, oh, I'm not underestimating him. That's why I keep saying, I hope he means what he says. I hope he's really not underestimating him, because Andy Ruiz, I watch him, he gets scrapped. And you're not expecting it. You're not, like I said, Povetkin was doing well for himself. He was acquitting himself well until he got caught in the fourth, fifth round or whatever it was. Andy Ruiz is fresher than Povetkin. You weren't expecting to fight him. You were planning for Joshua. And if you lamping in the sun, think it's going to be easy, but just publicly saying, oh, I'm not underestimating him, there's a lot that comes with it. Plus, it's your American debut. I've seen stranger things in boxing. I'm trying to tell you. You know, like Lennox Lewis, he got caught up in the fame. He was filming Ocean's 11, got to South Africa late. Hakeem Rockman rocked his shit, you know, rocked the man. So, you know, don't be surprised if Joshua's in a tougher fight, especially if he's not, if he's really enjoying that Miami life a little bit too much. You know, he's talking about building gyms. You know, it's just watch that video, that MTV Cribs thing. He was like, I got 2 rings. One's way bigger, and I don't like to work in the big ring because you got to know how to fight in a small, compact, like, you don't like the big ring. Why you have that big ring in there? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So, it seemed like it seemed really Hollywood, like, you know, these guys be hungry too. And it's saying you see the same thing with Julian J. Rock Williams said. Julian J. Rock Williams, he said Jared Hurd. I mean, I can't vouch. I don't know if it's true or not, but according to what he said J. Rock said, he said he's so fake. Yeah, it just seemed like real Hollywood. J. Rock said, I walked by and they was getting haircuts and laughing and shit before the fight. J-Rock is zoned the fuck out because he's already tasted defeat by Charlo. Everyone's counting him out. The man went in the zone. He went in his bag. Like, fuck that. He said, this is what he said. I wasn't there. This is what he said. So, I mean, I'm taking him at his word. He said they was in the locker room getting haircuts and jovial and chatting it up. I'm telling you, boxing, you can't take nothing for granted, you know? Because J-Rock, I mean, again, J-Rock is the perfect example for Hurt. It's easy. It's very easy to look at J-Rock. You think you're better than both Charlos, you know, because I talked to Hurt. Hurt said to me on camera in an exclusive, he said, I want to fight Jermell. And then after I beat him, I'll probably just move up to 160 because I know his brother's going to want the fade and try to get revenge. So obviously he feels comfortable feeling like he could beat both Charlo. So it's easy. That's what I'm saying. It's easy to look at what Jamal did with J-Rock and then think, oh, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm in my prime, I'm going to do the same shit. But it don't work like that. Styles make fights, different times. You know, J-Rock learned from the loss, obviously. Came correct, switched it up, you know. And then you maybe underestimate. So I hope Joshua don't do that. Because if you look at it, this has been the year of the upset. J-Rock beating Hurd, a unified champ. Hurd can beat Edeslandi Lara, but lost to a guy who got stopped by Jamal Charlo. A lot of people didn't expect that. One upset. You look at Michael Venom Page. A lot of people didn't. He got knocked out, bro. You look at Rose in the UFC. She got slammed on her fucking head and lost to that Brazilian Andrade, or however you say it. You're the upset, people. You know, Donaire, he just advanced to fight. Now he's fighting a Nui at the end. People didn't expect that. But, you know, shit happened. It happened for him like that. You're the upset, I'm telling you. So, even if it's not an upset, I can picture the fight being a lot tougher. And it's, like I said, there's a lot of pressure for Joshua because Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder just knocked out his man in New York in fashion. And that's an opponent. Joshua he literally said this. He said, I hope Wilder knocks him out in the 8th or 9th or whatever after me. After me. You know? And then Wilder beat you, you know, in terms of the barometer test because he knocked him out much sooner and he knocked him out with one punch. So if you don't think that set a tone for Joshua to have to put on a performance, an impressive performance, then you're sadly mistaken. But beyond that, Joshua's fighting in foreign territory. He's not used to fighting in America. Man, I might do a 7 Reasons on this, bro. I think Andy Ruiz could create a lot of havoc in there. I really believe that. The other thing is this. 2 things. I'm giving away like the 7 reasons right now. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to make a video. But I'm just telling you, I'm just spitballing it, going off of what I think. Andy Ruiz, this ain't the UK. You know what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz is a shorter fighter out of the two, just like Joseph Parker was a shorter fighter out of the two. Joseph Parker was doing some solid work on the inside. I do think that Ruiz is a better inside fighter, most likely, than Joseph Parker. But here's the thing. In the Joshua Parker unification or whatever, the referee sucked. That Italian fuck, he was in there, like they said he didn't speak English and he kept breaking them up every single time Joseph Parker was trying to do his work on the inside, and try to get shots off. The referee, it's me, Mario, and he would break them up. And he didn't really, I never even seen him ref any fight. And for some reason, the UK decided to use him in a major high profile unification, right? You in America now. I understand it's a DAZN card, rematch room, slave room card or whatever, but you don't know if you're going to get that special treatment, every time you're in close quarters when Ruiz is trying to work and you're going to have that extra time, because that fight could have possibly looked different had Joseph Parker been given more of an opportunity to fight on the inside. That was his best chance to fight. So you don't know if you're going to have a ref that's that partial to your style like you had over in the UK. I'm telling you, And then like I've seen stamina issues with Joshua in the mid rounds, bro. And I'm just being 100% true. I don't know. I have more questions about the mid. I know he's an Olympic gold medalist, but if you watch the Olympic gold medal match, a lot of people thought he lost that fight. See, a lot of people don't know boxing. See, I do my research. Some of y'all don't. Yes, he has a gold medal, but a lot of people thought he lost that fight. Go watch it. But anyway, I still have questions about Joshua's mental fortitude. Like Wilder has proven, like he showed me his mental fortitude in the Ruiz-Ortiz fight, because to get past that without getting knocked down, or potentially stopped or anything, he had to dig. He had to bite down on that mouthpiece. Ruiz-Ortiz was doing his thing. He was looking good. And that's a southpaw who could box with more experience than you. Joshua, I don't know. If his size and weight and, punching power is not doing the trick, I really have questions about Joshua's mental fortitude. Like, given that same situation. And I know some people would say, oh, but what about the Vitaly Klitschko? I can't. He wasn't in there. I respect Klitschko. But Klitschko is 41, coming off a horrible performance with Tyson Fury, been stopped before. And Klitschko, his style is not, especially post-knockout Klitschko, Corey Saunders, Lamont Brewster knockout, his style was not really to be aggressive in certain situations. Like he used his weight and his size, his jab and stuff like that against guys like Alex Lepai and smaller guys like Povetkin and shit like that. So Klitschko, he didn't press on the gas enough, when he had Joshua hurt and he allowed Joshua to recover. Ruiz-Ortiz might not allow you to recover like that. He was still trying to get Wilder out of there, but Wilder had the resilience. You get what I'm saying? Wilder had the resilience to stay in there. So I still have questions about Joshua's mental, because he looked very frustrated in the Povetkin early rounds. Go watch it. That was his very last fight. So imagine that you're a fish out of water. You went across the pond, and you fighting in big old America. If Andy Ruiz is doing better than you thought, and you feel like you're, losing too many rounds, I'm curious to see how Joshua would respond to that, especially since the motherfucker gave me a copyright strike. Because that shows you a little bit of the mental, you know what I'm saying? He mad at the Gerald Miller video I did because I talked about a contradiction. That's what it really was. It wasn't mad about because I used the video. So I don't know if I really question if Joshua has thick skin in those moments. I really do. And it don't have nothing to do with just the copyright thing. But I really question. He has to answer some questions. Like when the going gets tough, some guys are front runners. And Joshua kind of seems like that. Kind of seems like a front runner. Shout out to her game, $5 super chat. Joshua seems like a front runner. Front runner, what that is to me, is like when things are going your way, it's all good, it's all gravy. But when it's not going your way, what are you going to really and truly do? Again, Klitschko was probably the closest we've seen to that. And he did show hard. He got back up. But it took him several rounds to get back in the fight. Klitschko was winning. After Klitschko knocked him down. Okay, so keep this in mind. Joshua knocked down Klitschko first. He drew first blood and hurt Klitschko. Klitschko got back up and started getting busy. And I think it was the very next round, Klitschko dropped Joshua. And his legs are all in the air. And he's looking like, looking like Screech from Saved by the Bell. Legs in the air. It took several rounds where Klitschko was doing some really good work, but still not aggressive enough. Like Wilder, that's what I'm saying. That's why Joshua, if Wilder would have put Joshua down, like Klitschko put him down, first of all, it probably would have been harder. So he would have been even more rattled, if he was still, conscious or whatever. And even if he did get back up, Wilder's gunning for you. Wilder, he finna be trying to throw some heat rock at you. Klitschko let the pace slow down, and he was still doing good work, and I still had him winning a lot of those rounds, but he allowed, the younger Joshua to kind of like regain some steam and, second wind or whatever. Ego got me wanting to see the fight way more than DAZN. Yeah, I should stop promoting since Joshua wanted to play. But anyway, I'm just telling you my honest opinion. Real talk. Why was Joshua's immediate response to getting knocked down was to open his legs and put them in the air? Hey, bro. y'all tripping, bro. I don't know about nothing about that. But smash the like button. That's what I do know about. All I know is I still have questions that, like I said, if Joshua's in America, which is not, like, Joshua, this has always been weird to me. Why did Joshua not want to fight in America, but then now he wants to fight in America? Somebody answer that. That's why this is like, to me, this is kind of like prima donna front runner type of behavior to me. Why did Joshua previously say openly and candidly, they said, hey, do you want to take over America? He's like, no. Literally said it, barked it like that. Didn't we block Jay Black? Didn't we block him? Didn't he already get blocked, yo? Shooters handle that. If you remember blocking him, reblock him. I'll let the shooters handle you. But anyway, he literally said he didn't want to take over America. He's like, yeah, we built all this in America. I mean, in the UK. Why fight in America? UK fighters always had to. He said they forcing him. So, okay, once again, if he gets in any kind of compromising positions with Andy Ruiz, and he didn't want to even fight, initially wanted to even fight in America, now he's all up for it, He's like, yeah, I got a taste of the Big Apple at Canelo's fight, and now I love it, and now I want a piece of it. All right, whatever. But you just said 6 months ago, 3 months ago, after the Povetkin fight and before that, you didn't want to fight in America because the rinky dink judges and the hanky, janky referees, and UK fighters always have to travel, and you built something big, but now you did a complete 180, and now you're saying something different. So again, I'm curious. I'm curious to see how, if Andy Ruiz can produce something, how Joshua will respond to that, especially being away from home. Because I think he kind of relies on the crowd. Because you have to think about it. Think about Joshua's whole image and everything. He's when he's in the UK, 20 to 80,000 people. They got pyrotechnics and fireworks, and he's coming out in a white robe and coming out to music. All these chants and shit. In America, I don't know if we don't really have all that. It's not going to be. I'm not saying it's not going to be hype. This is probably going to be some people from the UK, but it's probably not going to be a bunch of explosions and shit like that. They're going to think Tekashi free at the, Madison Square Garden. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But I wouldn't sleep on Andy Ruiz. That's my whole point. I think Andy Ruiz can definitely, most certainly, do better than people are giving him credit for. Anyway, I've been on about 3 hours. This is the real one. I told you I'm feeling sharp. I'm feeling good. But I'm going to give my voice a rest. Let me know what you guys think. Smash the like button. The real is back. The real is cat. Let's get it. The Vampire's Dream. But yeah, Wilder's, he's making the gap. He's narrowing that gap. Whatever they said they weren't going to pay Wilder, they might want to consider, especially if DAZN. And the other thing is, what's going to be crazy? What if Joshua, let's say he beats Ruiz, let's say, and then they try to make Joshua, how they going to do a pay-per-view? Because I don't see Joshua Wilder happening off a pay-per-view. I really don't. So I just think you're leaving too much money on the table. So what is DAZN going to do? Like, one-time exception, Showtime, DAZN pay-per-view? You know what I'm saying? But then they've been saying pay-per-view is dead. It's really weird. Really weird how that's set up. That's why me, personally, bro, I wouldn't be about saying anything that could potentially give me revenue. Do you get what I'm saying? Anything that's going to potentially give me revenue, I'm not counting myself out of. Like, I wouldn't be like pay-per-view's dead, knowing I might need pay-per-view, because that's just the system that's proven. So you're just leaving a lot of money on the table. So that's weird. Because what if Wilder keeps growing his profile to the point where Joshua has nobody to fight, and Wilder refuses to fight on DAZN only, and he's big enough to do it? So what are they going to do? They're going to leave out and not make any money just to keep saying pay-per-view is dead? Or they're going to do some kind of joint DAZN Showtime pay-per-view deal? And that's what it looks like it could get to. Or what if Joshua, because he's not signed to DAZN, that would be so fucked up for DAZN if Joshua just went over to Showtime, which he's worked with in the past, and did a Sky Sports Showtime, US, UK pay-per-view, then DAZN would really be fucked if they had no part in the fight. That would be the ultimate. Eddie Hearn used DAZN. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, but first Joshua got to get past Ruiz. Something to think about. Cinnamon Savage finally overcame this nasty cold I've had for the past 2 weeks. Feeling good listening to Eagles Army. Salute. It's very interesting to see how this all plays out. Smash the like button if you like what I'm doing here. Peace.